4 years ago, Rhodes was the head coach of the Packers when the Seahawks came in and whomped Green Bay. And who was Mike's offensive coordinator at the time? None other than Mike Sherman, the head coach of the Packers today. Two players, of course, Amon Green of the Green Bay Packers, traded from Seattle, and quarterback Matt Hasselbeck for the Seahawks was an understudy for Brett Favre as well. A true 6 degrees of separation, NFL style. And for you fantasy football aficionados, watch this man, Donald Driver, a favorite receiver of Brett Favre today. And for another reunion story, homecoming too, let's go out to San Francisco and Kenny Albert. Still vivid in the memory of Packer fans, their last Super Bowl, coached by that man, Mike Holmgren, who today leads the Seattle Seahawks onto the field in Lambeau for the second time since going to Seattle, and today opposed by the Green Bay Packers and his former assistant coach, Mike Sherman. Yes, a beautiful day in Green Bay and a homecoming contest on many fronts. It's the Seattle Seahawks going against the Green Bay Packers. Hi everybody, Dick Stockton along with Darryl Johnston, Chris Myers with us as well. And for the first time in franchise history, Seahawks in a position to go 4-0 out of the gate. Coming off a bye week, an impressive come-from-behind victory over the Rams. And this is a club that had a lot of buzz before the season started, Darryl, and so far they've lived up to those expectations.
They have, and that buzz last season, finishing 3-0, probably playing as good offensively as any team in the NFL. But they haven't done that yet at this point early in the season. So why are they 3-0? It's been the play of the defense. Defensive coordinator Ray Rhodes has brought in a disciplined, aggressive style of defense, which has generated 13 turnovers, which has resulted in a +12 advantage. And when you're playing defense like that, you're going to win a lot of games.
You sure are. Meanwhile, the Packers have been less than spectacular in the first month of the season, featured with losses here against the Vikings at Lambeau and then against the Cardinals as well, coming off a big win over the Bears, but the lowly Bears. And so the question remains, is this team ready to contend as many people expected, or was Monday night a mirage?
Well, it was surprising to hear Mike Sherman say that at this point in the season, we're in October, and he still does not know the personality of his football team. They have yet to string back-to-back victories together, which is a concern about the inconsistency. One of the reasons for that, I think there's been a changing of the guard. The Green Bay Packers have a very potent running attack for the first time in Brett Favre's career. And I think they're going through a transition right now where Brett Favre has become a complementary player on the offensive side of the ball as opposed to the guy who has to win football games.
A picture postcard day at Lambeau Field in a capacity crowd. So coming up, it'll be the Seattle Seahawks and the Green Bay Packers.
Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
I want to thank you guys for coming out. Oh, Jamie, why don't you tell us what's new in IT? Try to keep it short.
Oh, well, we just implemented DFS and a new SAN. And also we enabled shadow copy for shared folders on our file servers. It enables users to get back lost documents on their own without calling IT. It'll save us hundreds of thousands of dollars, which...
It'll do what?
With new Windows Server 2003, you can do more with less.
Automated system recovery.
Is it a marvel of engineering? A triumph of technology? Or a new benchmark of design? Yes. Introducing the new LS from Lexus.
I love Scary Movie 3, women on TV, a party that's jumping, and twins. I love friends who stay in touch, screaming way too much, a white boy who's rapping, and twins. And I love them too.
Check out the Coors Light Twins in Scary Movie 3.
We're back at Lambeau Field. We'd like you to remember to answer today's Sprint virtual coach question. Use your PCS Vision from Sprint or log on to foxsports.com. And our question today is, what should the San Francisco 49ers do with Terrell Owens after this season? And right now, let's go down to the field and Chris Myers.
Mike Holmgren getting ready for the kickoff. You won the last time you were here, forcing your old buddy Brett Favre into 4 interceptions. If anybody knows how to get inside his head, you do. How will you do that today?
Well, you know, that first time I think we were a little bit lucky. I think he's such a great player. He's going to play his game, and I hope he makes some mistakes, but we can't count on it. We just have to play a good football game all the way around.
It feels like a homecoming. The emotions running high. What about Matt Hasselbeck? How will he handle this?
Well, I hope he handles it well. He started games a little bit excited in their first 3 ball games. In this game, it's very important we come out of the gate quickly.
Thanks for your time. Good luck today. All right. And some of Mike Holmgren's former players, one in particular, Darren Sharper, had a little message for Mike.
Give Holmgren a nice little homecoming. No barbecue, no chicken, no hot sauce. Just a nice little butt whipping and come go on home.
Forgot to mention bratwurst, which of course is not a hot dog. They go for bratwurst here, and I'm sure Mike enjoyed a lot of that when he was here in Green Bay. And it's, as we said, Darryl, a lot of reunions here, and you know, some players have certain feelings that we'll talk about, including Amon Green and his reaction to being traded by Mike Holmgren, and Ray Rhodes, who's coming back for the first time in the regular season since his 1 year as head coach of the Packers.
Yeah, there's a lot of subplots to this football game, but that is all over and done with right now. We're getting ready to kick the ball off. All the homecoming stuff, all the reunion stuff is out the window. It's time to play football, and I like the message that Mike Holmgren is presenting to his team. Hey, yeah, at times Brett Favre has thrown interceptions, but if you go into a football game thinking that he's going to give you things, you're going to find out how competitive he can be. You've got to take the field expecting Brett Favre to play his best game.
Especially at Lambeau Field, as you look at the Seattle team huddled around Pete Rodriguez, their special teams coach. The Packers winning the toss, and they will get the ball first, so we will see Brett Favre in action early. Packers coming in with a 2-2 record, and they are 2 games behind the Minnesota Vikings. You know, in the NFC North, which is kind of an unusual spot for Green Bay, and Mike Sherman, who was the offensive coordinator the last time that Mike Holmgren brought his team in here, going against his mentor. Matt Hasselbeck, 2 years, an understudy to Brett Favre, and he has been a red-hot quarterback as of late, certainly coming into his own and getting the advantage of having Mike Holmgren as the head coach. Josh Brown will kick off, an impressive rookie from the University of Nebraska. And back deep for the Packers will be Antonio Chapman. Packers brought in Reggie Swinton in a trade from the Dallas Cowboys. Swinton not active today, but he could figure as the season goes along. And the kickoff returned by Chapman from the 6-yard line. And Chapman, faking an end around, gets a few extra yards on the burst and winds up close to the 40-yard line. That was a 32-yard return by Antonio Chapman. So Brett Favre, who's climbing the list, now tied for 4th all-time with Joe Montana, leading the Packers at quarterback, and the offensive line, Marco Rivera making his 72nd straight start. That has been a terrific line protecting Favre. Amon Green last year with a career-high 176 yards last week against the Chicago Bears, leads an offense with 3 outstanding receivers. First down from the 38 on play action on the rollout, and the pass caught by tight end Bubba Franks. And Franks getting close to midfield will have the first down, picking up 12 yards. And the Seattle Seahawks defensive unit, as Moose says, maybe the key reason that they are 3-0. John Randall, the longtime veteran, and the rest of the defensive line. Anthony Simmons leading the team in tackles. The 3 solid and fast linebackers. Marcus Trufant along with Ken Hamlin, 2 rookies in the secondary. And let's see if Brett Favre works on those 2 youngsters. First down at midfield. And the pitch to Amon Green. Green with his first carry is upended after a pickup of 1 by Wk5. And that brings up 2nd and 9.
And you would think with 2 young guys in the secondary that maybe you see a little bit more pass today from the Green Bay Packers, but I really feel that the success of the team offensively depends on Ahman Green, and their 2 victories this season against the Lions and against the Bears. He has had a long touchdown run early in the football game to set the tempo, to give the defense something to worry about. So look for him to stay with that philosophy, feed him the ball, even though there's some youth in that Seahawks secondary.
At a 60-yard TD dash 3 minutes into the game Monday night. 2nd down and 9. And the handoff again to Green, and Green carries a few tacklers to the 45-yard line, where Chad Brown and John Randall are there. And so 3rd down coming up in about 5 for Green Bay.
One of the areas that both of these teams have struggled a little bit is getting the opposition's offense off the field. Just for a number of reasons, Green Bay has to take advantage of that, know that they have to sustain their drives in these 3rd down situations and frustrate that Seahawk defense.
Tony Fisher joining Green, and they spread it out with 3 wide receivers, and out of the shotgun on 3rd down is Brett Favre, and downfield Ferguson is intended receiver, and the pass thrown out of bounds, well covered by the right cornerback Ken Lucas. So 4th down coming up, and the Green Bay Packers will kick with Josh Bidwell in the game.
The defense does their job for the Seahawks. They get Green Bay out, only 1 first down on that first play, but one of the things that Mike Holmgren wants to see is how his offense gets off to a start. They have started very slowly to this point this year.
Bobby Ingram, very reliable return man and 3rd wide receiver, calling for the fair catch at the 20-yard line. So the crowd very silent as they are when the Pack have the ball, and they'll probably get revved up a little bit when we return.
Remember how great the last day of school was? That's what getting away on a Southwest Airlines Fun Fair feels like. They're everyday low fares to your favorite vacation spots that start at just $49.
You are now free to move about the country.
Hey, Donovan! Surprise! It's not my yard.
Oops. If you really want tickets to the game, just use your Visa. It's the card you know they'll take everywhere you want to be. Visa.
Hey, you!
Proud sponsor of the NFL.
Is it a marvel of engineering? A triumph of technology? Or a new benchmark of design? Yes. Introducing the new LS from Lexus.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Friendly nonstop service all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.
Tailgaters out early here on a gorgeous day at the refurbished Lambeau Field. And they've done a great job here, turning this into a great palace for the green and gold. And now the crowd comes alive as the Seahawks, who have won their first 3 games for the first time in 5 years, start from the 20-yard line. And Matt Hasselbeck obviously having a little problem with the crowd noise. On first down, handing off to Sean Alexander, and Alexander breaking a tackle and gets a good gain out to about the 28-yard line, with Hunt and Barnett finally bringing him down. Taking a look now at the Seahawks offensive unit, Matt Hasselbeck winning his last 6 starts. He is definitely on a roll, leading this Seattle club. Walter Jones anchors the offensive line, and Matt Hill again at right tackle, and that'll be a position that Mike Holmgren wants to protect. Corin Robinson had a big game against the Rams 2 weeks ago. He sparks that backfield and the receivers, and here's Sean Alexander with a big run upfield to the 46-yard line and a first down, getting 16 yards before Darren Sharper finally corrals him.
Well, everybody has talked at the Packers not being able to put pressure on the quarterback and blitzing, but I think one of their bigger concerns has to be the running game. Last week against Chicago, they had over 200 yards rushing, the Bears did, with a 60-yard touchdown run by Anthony Thomas that was called back. They're getting into these wide receiver formations with the three guys and opening up the running lanes. And now we see Joe Johnson down again, a guy who missed substantial time last year with an injury, and he's been nicked up again already early this point this season.
They are a little disappointed, but he has been nicked, and Joe Johnson, shaken up, will take a timeout.
There's a feeling in my heart that I can't explain. Is this love? The look in your eyes I just can't explain. Is this love? I lose myself after blame. So tomorrow, will you feel the same? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love?
Welcome to McNabb 101, the fundamentals of football. Football can teach you a lot of interesting things, like how to perform under pressure.
And Adam Vinatieri will try to win it with a 47-yard field goal attempt.
How to express yourself.
We ain't gave our home team nothing yet this year. Nothing yet this year. Now, there's a lot of Mississippi boys over there.
Most importantly, football teaches you how to have fun. So what are we waiting on? Let's go play some football. Let's go. Let's go make it happen now. NFLshop.com. Check it out.
Don't miss the hit series critics are calling as brilliant as anything on TV. Nip Tuck, this week only on FX. Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Wachovia. Together we can achieve uncommon things.
No pushing. Everyone just get in line. No pushing.
Everything but a chef's hat for you, Moose.
If you're not having a bratwurst, you're not really experiencing the whole atmosphere here at Lambeau Field.
First down, and Joe Johnson out of action and giving it to the hot ball carrier,
Ball's on the ground,
who fumbles, and it is recovered by the Packers. So Sean Alexander, who gained 26 yards on 2 carries and 3 more there, coughs it up, and the Packers recover in Seahawk territory.
Well, doesn't Ed Donatel seem prophetic right now, the defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers? These guys had only turned over the ball once up until this point this year, and his thinking was, well, that means they're due for one. You know, we preach this at practice. We grade guys on missed opportunities to generate a turnover with a sack rush or a strip, a guy coming in second on the pile. They get one early in the game.
Cledius Hunt knocked it loose, and Marcus Anderson recovered it. So it'll be a first down for the Packers at the 49-yard line of Seattle, and walking over to Mike Holmgren. And let's see whether Holmgren may challenge that one. It looked like a clean fumble, and Holmgren, just talking with the referee Larry Nembers, hasn't officially thrown the red flag.
Seattle is challenging the ruling on the field of the fumble. They feel the runner was down by contact. We'll review the play.
And not a bad challenge to have, because you give up the ball, team that rarely turns it over in their own territory.
Wireless troubles?
My phone works here, not there. Same with voicemail, email.
Sprint is different. All your services work the same wherever you go, on the most complete, all-digital, advanced wireless network in the nation. And all the calls are clear.
So everything works.
And this will never happen again.
PCS from Sprint. Try the nation's most complete wireless network.
It silenced the skeptics. It defied the laws of physics. It tested the limits of human ingenuity. What will it do next? Introducing the new LS from Lexus.
Looks like you need the NFL deal from Pizza Hut and Pepsi. Order any large specialty pizza at regular price and you get a medium one-topping pizza and a 2-liter of Pepsi for just $1.99 more. A Pizza Hut pizza and a Pepsi. Gather around the good stuff.
Stronger. More comfortable. Guaranteed. Wrangler 5-star premium quality denim. Wrangler. Real comfortable jeans.
The summer's biggest sensation, The OC, returns Wednesday, October 29th on Fox.
I think this is a good challenge by Mike Holmgren, not only holding one in the bag, but I think he could get this ball back. You're going to watch Sean Alexander as he comes through the hole. Watch when the knee goes down. I think the process of stripping the ball is going on, right? Now he's down. I think he's got that ball secure. Cletus Hunt is pulling it. Now it comes out. Yeah. So I think he's in the process.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Fumble, first down, Green Bay. Seattle is charged with their first team timeout.
And that's the first lost fumble of the year for the Seahawks, who had only one turnover committed coming into this game. That was an interception by Matt Hasselbeck. And so all of a sudden the turnover, and even the Packers, as you were mentioning, you know, a team now is ready to turn it over when they have such an impeccable record as the Seahawks did coming in.
It doesn't mean they're not going to. And Dontel said, he goes, maybe, hopefully for us, it means they're about ready to.
First down, Packers on the Seahawk 49, and Brett Favre wants to take advantage in a hurry. Here's Javon Walker downfield, and the pass thrown out of bounds, bringing up second down.
I like that play call right there. You go after them right after the sudden change, take a shot. Maybe they're feeling sorry for themselves a little bit. They go to the replay. They don't get that break. Just come back, take a shot down the field. Send a message to that Seattle defense.
Brett Favre's numbers, very impressive, 63.4%. Joe Johnson, by the way, has a right triceps injury, and his return is questionable. Not the same injury. He had Achilles tendonitis and came out of the game. So here on second down, going underneath to Amon Green. And Green, fighting his way to about the 42-yard line, will be short of a first down by a couple, picking up 7 yards with Rocky Bernard bringing him down.
Every time I see Amon Green play football, I love to watch him finish his runs, whether it's a reception or a handoff. For a guy who you think is going to be shifty, maybe not as big as some of the other running backs around the NFL, he finishes the run as well as anybody out there.
Green was traded in 2000 for a defensive back, Fred Vinson, no longer in the game, and it was a steal for the Packers. And a play-action pass, and under siege is Brett Favre, gets away from the defender, slides, gets the first down. Brett Favre knew where the sticks were, was able to slide safely, we might add, in this baseball playoff season, and gets to the 39-yard line after Antonio Cochran chased him.
Well, Brett Favre is not going to be mentioned when you talk about mobile quarterbacks around the NFL, but he does just enough with his feet, whether it's creating time in the pocket or knowing where the chains are right there and getting the yardage for the first down. This is going to be close because he slid.
And if they had put it down right at that moment, it looked like they would have had it. And it is very close. It is a first down just by an inch or so.
And that's the big thing. When you slide feet first, you get marked down right there where you stop. Whereas if you dive and go head first, you get your forward progress. But being an elder statesman in the NFL, there's no sense in going head first. And Brett Favre wisely decides to go with the slide.
And the elder statesman will turn 34 next Friday. First down for the Packers on the Seahawks 39-yard line. And here is Amon Green, and he moves the pile. And a solid gain inside the 35-yard line. So Green picks up 3 yards on the first down with less than 5 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Fullback William Henderson. And this is a very deep team as far as their backfield is concerned, now that Najee Davenport is healthy and playing, and Tony Fisher as well.
Yeah, they can do a lot of different things, and sometimes you think they're going to tip their hat. Tony Fisher is really the pass receiver, and Najee Davenport the runner, but they're equally effective in both areas. So I really don't think they're tipping their hat when they do their substitution.
Second down and 6, and Favre has wide open Donald Driver, and Driver gets in for the touchdown. Defended by the #1 draft pick, Marcus Trufant. Donald Driver get past him, and a 34-yard touchdown pass capped by the Lambeau leap, and Green Bay capitalizing on the turnover, jumps in front of Seattle.
There's your guy, Dick, your fantasy pick of the game, Donald Driver, getting a touchdown early. But again, it's all based on the running game. They're able to run play action. They get mixed up in coverage. Marcus Trufant realizes too late. Donald Driver is already over the top, and he does the rest to get the ball in the end zone.
Ryan Longwell, who has been perfect this year, with the extra point to make it 7-0. So the turnover comes back to haunt the Seahawks, who trail the Packers 7-0.
After years of analyzing, refining, and perfecting, Lexus engineers had to face the most difficult challenge of all: letting go. Introducing the new, more powerful ES330.
Tiger's calling you out. Create a player, go on tour, and beat him at his own game. No. Tiger Woods, PGA Tour 2004. Rated for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
You know, I dated a girl named Georgia. Had to break it off, though. It's about love, man. That's what it's
For
about.
when you need it most, our longest-lasting Energizer Max ever.
After that, I told myself,
Do you have the bunny inside?
I am not dating girls named after states.
This Friday, go for the kill. Ebert and Roper give Kill Bill 2 thumbs way up.
No kidding.
Absolute dynamite. It will blow you away. Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill, rated R.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by your Lexus dealer in the new 2004 LS, the ultimate expression of their passionate pursuit. By Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2004 from EA Sports, it's in the game. By Sprint, proudly offering picture mail and PCS Vision picture phones. And by long-lasting Energizer. Do you have the bunny inside?
Streets of downtown Green Bay, and right now all of Green Bay elated over a 7-0 lead. Donald Driver with his first touchdown reception of the season. 5 plays, they had to go half the field, and they did. And a 7-0 lead will make Mike Sherman breathe a little easier to this point, as Ryan Longwell with a line drive kickoff. And it's Maurice Morris on the return for the Seahawks, and Morris is dragged down shy of the 30-yard line after a return of 21 yards.
We're in LA's Grand Central Market shopping for great ingredients. Today's recipe starts with the Southwest-style sauce made from tomatoes, onions, poblano peppers. We also want some chicken, the kind you just can't resist when it's fire grilled. Finally, we need some warm, fresh-baked baguettes to put everything on. What do you know? This isn't going to take as long as I thought.
Introducing the new Santa Fe Chicken Baguette from Burger King. Flavor from fire grilling, not from fat. Come on over. The fire's ready.
What's the party for? We just finished our Active Directory rollout. We created a single AD forest and consolidated 70 domains to 4. With group policy, new Salesforce apps deploy in a day instead of weeks. It's going to save us over $2 million a year.
With new Windows Server 2003, you can do more with less.
And slide.
Monday, October 20th, Fox will introduce a real American cowboy to a group of European women.
Oh, he's good looking.
Tell them he's worth $80 million in oil.
I'm sure I'm gonna like his lifestyle.
And invite them to win his heart.
He's rich. He's very rich.
Does anyone know how to say sucker in French? The next Joe Millionaire. Diplomats are standing by. Premieres Monday, October 20th on Fox.
As a United Way volunteer, Darren Howard helps out in a drama program that helps kids express themselves.
Action.
Badges? We don't need anything of badges.
Now, that was a good one.
Mike Holmgren with a very successful return the first time back in '99 as Chris Myers elicited from a 27-7 victory on Monday night. And now the Packers have a 7-0 lead. Wk5 replacing Joe Johnson, who is out at defensive end. Max Strong is the one back as they spread it out at the 29-yard line. And Hasselbeck can't go one way and now looking to take off, and a pretty good scamper by Hasselbeck, who does not have much speed, and he winds up with 7 yards. Taking a look now at the Green Bay defensive unit, Kabir Bajabiamila leading a front four that doesn't have many sacks this year. They have not gotten the pass rush they anticipated. Niall Diggs coming off a big game with 2 interceptions last week against the Chicago Bears. Nick Barnett is the rookie in the middle. Darren Sharper, always the key to the secondary. And Marcus Anderson starting in place of the injured Antoine Edwards at strong safety. Second down and 3. Hasselbeck wants to go to the air again, and he completes the pass to Darrell Jackson. And that will give the Seahawks a first down, picking up 13 yards.
One of the interesting things about both these teams is that they script their 15 plays, and the first quarter is really kind of a chess match. They're trying to find out how you're going to match up the personnel groups when you're bringing pressure. So that's what's going on right now. And I think Ed Donatel is going to have to make a decision pretty quick. As you mentioned it before, they're not generating a lot of pressure with their front four. They haven't blitzed yet today, and Matt Hasselbeck is having time to find his receivers downfield.
He'll keep it on the ground here to Sean Alexander. Spins away and finally dropped at midfield for a pickup of 1. And right now for a game break, let's return to James Brown in Los Angeles.
Hey, Dick, take a look at Dallas Cowboys doing what Quincy Carter does best, and that's the deep ball on this flea flicker. 51 yards, hook it up with Terry Glenn. Yes, the league's #1 ranked offense. Big bomb there. Dallas on top, 7-0 and banging Emmitt Smith pretty hard. Back to Dick, Darrell Johnston, and Chris Myers.
Hey, this team gets confidence with Bill Parcells. Look out.
And nobody expected them to be the #1 offense in the league at this point of the season.
First down pass, and a great catch made at the 41-yard line by Itulamili. A 9-yard pickup by the starting tight end. And very close to another first down, and it is for the Seahawks. So if they're not getting pressure, Hasselbeck can burn you, as he's done on the last 2 passes.
And Darren Sharper and a lot of the guys in the defense, they'll do what Ed Donatel wants, but these guys all want to bring pressure. They always want to be down in the mix and making plays, and they're going to have to make a decision quick because the front four is not getting it done at this point right now.
Seahawks.
Here comes their first one.
Packer 41, and Sean Alexander wending his way close to yet another first down at the 31. Very close to the first down with Nick Barnett, the rookie from Oregon State, making the tackle as we send it down again to Chris Myers.
Dick, Darrell, Matt Hasselbeck says a lot of the credit of his development goes to Brett Favre, whom he used to, of course, back up. And the two spoke before the game for nearly a half hour. And Brett Favre said he told him about the renovated Lambeau Field. But Hasselbeck still told me afterwards, he said, Brett was still helping me this close to the game. He's that kind of guy.
And he has been a mentor for many quarterbacks, obviously, who have passed through here in Green Bay, as Sean Alexander goes off left tackle, picking up 4 yards and the first down for the Seahawks. Packers leading 7-0, and a rare turnover by Seattle, giving Green Bay the opportunity, as Brett Favre hitting Donald Driver on a 34-yard play. Corin Robinson, who is the leading receiver for the Seahawks, lining up to the bottom of your picture. And the pitch to Maurice Morris. And Morris turning the corner, getting good yardage, coming upfield. And Maurice Morris doesn't go out of bounds. He goes upfield and gets to about the 10, picking up 17 yards and another first down.
And he got great blocks by his wide receivers, Corin Robinson and Bobby Ingram, both getting good downfield blocks. This play looks like it's not going for much, but then all of a sudden right there you see 84, Bobby Ingram working on Mike McKenzie at the end of that run. He and Corin Robinson both the key blockers on that play.
And we have an injured Packer down on the field, and it's Gilbert Brown as we see the blocking again on that run.
And right there you see Bobby Ingram continuing to work, pushes Mike McKenzie right out of bounds. That's what you're going to have downfield if you're going to have these big runs. Gilbert Brown down on the field. He's playing through a pretty serious injury. He got up in front of the team last week and said, hey, if I was anywhere else, you know, I probably wouldn't have come back for the season. But because of you guys, I'm going to give this thing a shot and see how long I can go. And he's been playing pretty good for an injury that really most guys aren't even going to be out. He's got a torn muscle across his bicep in his upper arm. And, you know, I've seen some guys with that injury in a mild situation where it's partially torn. This is a complete tear. And for him to even be on the field is amazing.
You know what Mike Sherman the other day says, you know, of all of the Packers, you talk about their tradition, who symbolizes what this Green Bay team is all about. He cited Gilbert Brown and his ability to play hurt beyond the Call of Duty, perhaps.
And he just committed to the organization, to everything. You know, he didn't want to go anywhere. But to talk about that, hey, if I was somewhere else but with you guys, I'd have probably gone on IR and had the surgery. But I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to see what I can do, and hopefully I can be productive enough to help us win some ball games.
Rod Walker, number 95, replaces Brown at defensive tackle for Green Bay. First down at the 10. Sean Alexander, tough to bring down. Alexander getting to the 1-yard line. A 9-yard pickup, and thus far the Packers have not been able to have the answer for Sean Alexander. Juki Wakori missing the tackle.
Well as they played against the Bears defensively last Monday night, the one area, regardless of whether they were blitzing or playing at normal, was the run defense. I mean, they just had a huge night. Anthony Thomas ran all over these guys. You see right now, 77 yards already. And, you know, Sean Alexander is getting downfield, you know, 3-4 yards a lot of times before he's getting hit.
He has 52 yards already on 7 carries, has a chance for more, and walks into the end zone for the touchdown. So you talk about Ahman Green being the focal point of the Packer offense. Sean Alexander showing who's the key man on their offensive forward.
Well, people always talk about why do you have to stop the run in the NFL? It's really become a passing league. There's Mac Strong with a good lead block. I mean, look at the separation. You mentioned he walks right in. That's disheartening to a defense. When an offense is running the ball at you and you can't stop it, there's reason for concern on that Packer sideline right now.
Josh Brown with the extra point. And his kick ties the game at 7-7 with 5:31 remaining in the first quarter. Sean Alexander with his 3rd touchdown of the season. Well, tonight baseball's postseason continues on Fox with the decisive Game 5 between the Cubs and the Braves as the scene shifts back to Atlanta for a winner-take-all showdown. The road to the World Series continues tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, only on Fox. Mike Camden and Kerry Wood. Wood, a victor who helped his own cause at the plate in his victory early, but now the series back to Atlanta, and the Chicago Cubs hope that their dream continues. Scoring drive, 71 yards on 9 plays. And Matt Hasselbeck getting time.
Green Bay, 8 missed tackles on that drive. And, you know, I don't know why this is becoming a lost art. I mean, the foundation of football is blocking on the offensive side of the ball and tackling on the defensive side of the ball. Those are the 2 things that you have to do to be successful. In the last few years, it seems like tackling has become a lost art in the NFL. And there's a lot of reasons for it, you know, the scale down at the collegiate level. But it's just amazing to me that teams are struggling with tackling ball carriers in the NFL.
Short kick returned by Antonio Chapman, the former Arena League star, and there is Chapman lunging his way close to the 35-yard line. So another good return by Chapman, this one for 25 yards as we send it down to Chris.
A late arrival when Seattle beat the Rams. He and his wife had their first child, Heaven, during the start of the game, and he arrived at the game. He's capable of big games. He has a 5-touchdown game in his career. That happened in a first half. He also has a 266-yard game, so he's somebody that Holmgren can lean on during this game.
All right, Chris, and of course, in talking to Mike Holmgren when he came back, they said he's in the dressing room. Well, have him suit up and get out here. On the end around, Donald Driver being chased from behind by Ken Hamlin, the rookie safety, and picks up 5 yards in the process. So 2nd down and 5 coming up. Hamlin, known as the Hammer, the 2nd-round pick from Arkansas after Marcus Trufant was picked on the 1st round from Washington State.
And he has brought an intimidating presence to that Seattle secondary. I mean, he is a big hit safety, and everybody remembers that first hit, that game against New Orleans opening week. He separated a receiver from the football. That's part of the attitude that Ray Rhodes has brought to this group.
2nd and 5, pass caught by Robert Ferguson. And Ferguson getting close to the 1st down. Ferguson used sparingly against the Bears on Monday night with a sore knee and ankle, but he's okay now.
And one of the things you have to worry about with Brett Favre is he never gives up on the play. As long as he's on his feet, he's looking for somebody to throw the ball to. You look at him scanning the field, every part, he's going through his progression. He's gotten a pre-snap read as well as he can the way the disguise coverage is today. That's one of the things that you can't teach a young guy. That's just something you're going to gain through experience as you play in this league.
Packers do get the 1st down as we get close to 4 minutes remaining in the 1st quarter. 7-7 to score. Amon Green, and Green runs into a big hurdle at the 47-yard line as we go for a game break and pick it up with James Brown in Los Angeles.
Hey, Dick, after spotting Dallas' 7-0 lead, Arizona marches back down the field, hooking up with Brian Gilmore on that post pattern there. Jeff Blake, 24 yards to him. It is all tied at 7. Back to Dick, Darrell, and Chris.
So the Cardinals coming back, and of course they own a victory over the Packers in the 1st month of the season. 2nd down and 8. Green straight ahead and getting close to midfield will bring up about 3rd and 5 for Green Bay. That was John Randall in on the tackle for the Seahawks.
Right now the Packers not having a lot of success in the running game, and one of the reasons is they're not getting to the 2nd level. And talking to Randall Godfrey, the lineman did a great job of getting up into that linebacker level. You do combination blocks and you get up to that level. The defensive line is doing a good job of preventing them. That's allowing the linebackers to run free and fill those holes.
3rd and 4, and with plenty of time, the pass caught by Antonio Freeman. There's a familiar receiver for Brett Favre's salad days. A pickup of 14 yards to Freeman. Signed September 10th to help a injury-riddled receiving unit, and he gets another 1st down for the Packers as they drive down to the Seattle 36.
And you wonder how long it took them to get back into the flow of when they played together years ago, and were such a great combination for the Packers. It probably about 15 minutes on the practice field one day, and then everything was back to normal.
5th catch of the season for Freeman, and a 1st down, and Favre in trouble, dumps it off to Driver, and Donald Driver, and a little ad-lib on offense for Green Bay, and Driver is tackled at the 29-yard line, picking up 7 yards.
Well, you saw the play before where Brett Favre had his eyes downfield continually as he was in his back pedal. But watch this one. He's ready to run. Look at that void right there. I'm going. And now he stops, pulls back. He does not want to run the football. When he's moving, he's buying time to try and give his receivers the opportunity to get open. The last thing Brett wants to do is run the ball. He wants to find that guy and dump it to him.
2nd down and 3. And here's Green going forward and may have the 1st down. Very good to have that running game, and when we were talking to Mike Sherman about what is the identity of this club and what he hopes it will be, he thinks it'll be a team with a solid running attack that has good receivers as well.
You look at that, 5 different receivers. That's the group that he has to work with. He wants them to be efficient. He'll take his shots at times, but I really think that this offense is in transition. I think that Amon Green is going to dictate how this offense plays during the course of an afternoon. If he gets off to a great start and they're running the ball effectively, Brett Favre will be that much better in the passing game because they're doing a lot more play action than they are just straight drop back.
Packers with a 1st down on the Seattle 26.
Free play.
And moving to the line, it is a free play, and the pass is knocked down. And a bullet thrown intended for Driver, and it was Marcus Trufant, the rookie from Washington State, who knocked it away, but the penalty down, and it will be against Seattle.
Offside, number 78. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
Antonio Cochran, the defensive end, offside, so they'll get 5 yards out of this.
Well, you got the penalty, and it's a free play, and you see the double coverage. Now, a lot of people say, well, yeah, make that throw. Nothing bad can happen, but sometimes Brett gets into trouble because it's not a free play. and he makes this type of throw. He has so much confidence in his arm.
For Green Bay.
He feels he can fit the ball into any opening there is.
Hey, Simmons, 79.
And there is Joe Johnson coming back. Got taped up on his right triceps.
76 is eligible.
Don't know if he'll return. And the give is to Amon Green. And Green fighting his way to the 14-yard line. 1-yard pickup for Green in the final minute of this first quarter. Dick Stockton along with Darryl Johnston and Chris Myers. Packers coming in, trying to win 2 in a row for the first time this year. And Seattle hoping it goes after the bye week, looking for their 4th straight win since the start. Second and 4. 2 tight ends lining up, Franks and Wesley Walls. Ferguson in motion, and the pitch coming to the left side to Green. Amon Green looking to get to the sticks, and a flag is down. Penalty marker down at about the 15-yard line, and Green's run very close to a first down.
Ken Hamlin showing a little bit of excitement, so this looks like it should be on the Packers unless he was angry.
Illegal hands to the face on the defense, number 53.
He was angry.
5 yards to the end of the run. First down.
That's Randall Godfrey, the former Cowboy and Tennessee Titans, and that will be an automatic first down. And you talk about the fewest penalties per game. Both of these teams rank right up there.
And look at the 3 here. You're talking about, let's throw Philadelphia in there too with Andy Reid. So you've got Mike Holmgren, Mike Sherman, Andy Reid, all the people coming out of this organization. One of the things that they preach as a head coach is not beating yourself, and there's great evidence of right there.
And the clock winds down, and that is the end of the first quarter here at Lambeau Field. But the score, Seahawks 7 and the Packers 7. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages.
I just want to run away.
His father is the district attorney.
He wants to ruin our family. He wants to destroy my business.
You tell your son to keep his filthy hands off my daughter.
You cannot see this girl again, ever.
The rich man's dead.
What have I done? I love you. I love you too.
Skin premieres Monday, October 20th on Fox.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
It's a world of its own. It's the life, it's the beat, it's the motion. It's the pulse of the city. It's happening here. It's the moment. It's the Amway Grand. It's the feel, it's the fun, it's the spirit. It's the heart, it's the soul. It's the Amway Grand.
Reserve your overnight getaway at the Amway Grand Plaza Hotel today.
To my oldest son, I leave the chateau on the French Riviera. To my only daughter, the Manhattan penthouse. To my youngest son, I bequeath 150 acres of uninhabitable swampland.
Terrible. Yes!
With its amazing four-wheel drive capabilities, Jeep Grand Cherokee can make even the most unappealing terrain a lot more desirable. Check one out today.
Ron Howard and Imagine Television.
Securities and Exchange Commission.
They have both? Comes the fall's best new sitcom.
You love it here? I'm having the time of my life. Hey, T-Bone.
Arrested Development premieres Sunday, November 2nd on Fox.
Welcome back to Lambeau Field. Fox NFL Sunday, start of the second quarter. The Packers and the Seahawks tied 7-7. A first down for the Packers just outside the 10-yard line of the Seahawks. Brett Favre rolling to his left, looking into the end zone, and the pass is tipped and knocked incomplete. Bubba Franks, who was always a major target when the Packers get that close, and had the pass knocked away by Marcus Trufant.
There's a little bit of that confidence that Brett has in his arm strength. He's really trying to make a tight fit right here. And his reaction is, I'll just throw the ball as hard as I can. And if my guys can't catch it, then those guys certainly can't. That's just a good play by Marcus Trufant right there, because that ball is going to be complete. He does a good job of getting a hand in there to knock that away.
And Trufant with a looks like a minor shoulder injury off to the side right now. Kevin Barry reporting as a tight end. Here is Armand Green, and he is tackled at the 9-yard line. So a good open field tackle that time by the free safety Ken Hamlin. So already dividends being paid by the 2 rookies in the secondary for Mike Holmgren.
But the play is made by Chad Brown right here. He doesn't bite on the fake. It's a move to the right and then a quick flick out to Amon Green. Look at the contain right there. He doesn't make the tackle, but he's the guy that set up that play.
3-yard pickup. That's called the team defense.
Doing your responsibility. And one of the things that everybody talks about when you look at the Seahawks on film now is how disciplined they are. Last year they were a little undisciplined.
Willie Williams replaces Trufant at cornerback. And they have a nickel and dime situation right now. It'll be 3rd down and 7 as they spread it out. Here is Favre's pass caught by Driver, trying to reach over, and no signal is given. His knee appeared to be down by Chris Richard as Donald Driver tried to pull a Super Bowl victory touchdown by the Rams a few years ago against Tennessee, and they rule him down by contact at the 1-yard line.
But it's enough for a first down.
Yes,
they had room to get a first down, so he doesn't get the touch. But you see the pylon straight across the field at the 1. He doesn't quite get it into the end zone, but he's got enough for the first down. Or they're coming out to measure. We'll see.
We'll see how much that slide made a difference and where he put the ball down.
That was a heck of a reach.
First down, 1st and goal. So that little extra effort, not so little, by Donald Driver nets the Packers a first down. Brett Favre completing 4 of 5 and in rhythm, using short passes in this drive. 1st and goal coming up. 3 tight ends for the Packers as they look to take the lead. Opening minutes of the 2nd quarter. Favre, Amon Green. Green going over, touchdown, Green Bay. So Amon Green, who has scored 5 touchdowns, leading the NFL coming into this game, picks up another one to give the Packers a 13-7 lead going over from a yard.
There's some good blocking up front, but the end of that run was all Amon Green. And we talked about it earlier. This guy knows how to fish runs, especially around the goal line. You've got to be a tough goal line runner. Look at that. He had 3 Seahawks in the hole, down with their pads at his level, and he finds a way to get in the end zone.
And Ryan Longwell, after the touchdown by Green, looking to give the Packers their 1 touchdown edge again, and he does. And so Amon Green, the former Seahawk, scores to give the Packers a 14-7 lead.
Only one truck has crossbars that are welded through the side rails. That truck is the new Ford F-150. It has the strongest, toughest frame of any full-size pickup, which also gives you the highest payload. Only this truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
On the road and stuck trying to get business email in all the wrong places? Get Verizon Wireless Email Access and your data will travel on America's most reliable wireless network.
Can you hear me now? Good.
For all your company's wireless needs, we mean business. Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
Your boss expects a report in 1 hour. But it's a gorgeous 74 degrees outside. So, you handle it like a true professional. With a laptop powered by Centrino, Intel's mobile technology, you can work wirelessly in thousands of places, even Bryant Park, under your favorite tree. Intel Centrino mobile technology.
Fox NFL. NFL Sunday is brought to you by the next Ford F-150. Built Ford Tough. By Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you. By Intel Centrino Mobile Technology. And by Radio, starring Cuba Gooding Jr. and Ed Harris. In theaters October 24th, rated PG.
Back here in the upper Midwest, the Green Bay Packers leading the Seattle Seahawks 14-7. Packers took a 7-0 lead. Seahawks tied it up in the first quarter, and here in the second quarter, Green with a touchdown, 13-play drive going over from the 1. Ryan Longwell doing the honors, kicking off. Maurice Morris and Kerry Carter are back for Seattle. And Morris with a return. Flag is down, and Maurice Morris is tackled at the 29-yard line after a 21-yard kickoff return. Larry Nemmers, the referee, signals a holding penalty against Seattle.
Holding during the return, number 85. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Seattle.
Alex Bannister holding, and that will set the Seahawks back. 14-7 Green Bay. And speaking of green, a souvenir for a fan after the score.
I love football. I love Friday nights when you're looking for a win and Saturday morning when you found one.
For a coach who lives to win, sometimes you've got to break the rules.
The young man over there, he goes by radio. He's going to be helping us out for a while.
You got yourself a distraction needs dealing with.
You take him out of this school, you might as well just take his life from him.
Rated PG. Sneak preview this Saturday in select cities. Opens everywhere October 24th.
We engineered a material behind the dash called quiet steel. Only the new Ford F-150 has it, which means it's the only truck to deliver this. The sound of quality. The sound of the quietest pickup, period. Only this truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Get closer to this season's NFL action with NFL.com Field Pass. Listen to live radio broadcasts of more than 200 games, plus get post-game shows from around the league. Watch video previews, game highlights, and exclusive features from NFL films.
Amazing, astounding, colossal.
NFL.com Field Pass is your all-access ticket to the NFL. Get your Field Pass today, only on NFL.com.
Someone's threatening to initiate an outbreak of a very deadly virus.
To stop a weapon that has no cure.
They found a body that's been infected.
You need a man who knows no limits.
Just do it now!
The season premiere of 24, Tuesday, October 28th on Fox. Presented without commercial interruption by the next Ford F-150.
Steel that time belonged to Amon Green as Seattle tries to answer the last score. Corin Robinson with his first reception of the game, close to the first down near the 20-yard line, defended by Al Harris and Marcus Anderson.
Well, Mike Holmgren wanted his team to get off to a fast start. You see the time of possession. He talked about slow play for the first 3 series. But from that graphic right there, it looks more like the first 3 quarters. With a big fourth quarter comeback against St. Louis. Now let's take a look at today. Same old for the Seattle Seahawks.
Who needs second down and 1. And here is Sean Alexander. And Alexander picking up the first down. Alexander now 56 yards rushing, more than 6.5 yards per carry. And now for a game break, let's again check in with James Brown.
Hey, Dick, has this guy had a marketing buzz or what? Rod Smart for Carolina taking the kickoff. Yes, a.k.a. He Hate Me takes it 100 yards to pay dirt, and Carolina is back on top 10-3, that in the second. Back to Dick Stockton, Darryl Johnston, and Chris Myers.
They like him.
They hate him no more.
And Carolina trying to stay undefeated. First down at the 22 And Hasselbeck, who's perfect through the air so far, and may remain so as he does. And that pass caught by Corin Robinson for 13 yards, coming in leading the Seahawks in receiving, his second in a row.
I think one of the great things that Matt Hasselbeck is doing right now is he's starting to understand what Mike Holmgren wants done when the play comes into the huddle. There's certain situations that he's trying to create down a distance that he's trying to get into. And last year, I don't think he quite got it. I think one of the reasons they were so effective offensively the end of last year, he kind of had a breakthrough. Now they're trying to expand the playbook and let him do more things than Mike Holmgren's offense.
And a first down for the Seahawks on the 35. A pass out to the right is caught, picking up about 7 yards. And against Corin Robinson, it's starting to become a habit. Hasselbeck to Robinson, and this time for 7 yards. So Matt Hasselbeck, 5 for 5 thus far. Has not thrown for a lot of yards, but the Seahawks are moving the chain.
And I think one of the things that both of these teams can do is if the running game is being slowed down, they can move to the passing game and vice versa. The Seattle Seahawks running the ball effectively, they decide to move to the pass game, test out this secondary of the Green Bay Packers, and see what they can do on this drive through the air.
Gilbert Brown back, as is Joe Johnson, and carrying is Sean Alexander for the first down out to the 47-yard line. Joe Johnson left with a right triceps injury and has come back. There's Gilbert Brown, who banged up his left knee. Johnson, by the way, coming back with a custom brace. Remember, last year lost 11 games of the season, did Joe Johnson, with a left triceps injury. But there is Gilbert Brown, and there is Joe Johnson back in there.
I got all that now. Tricep tears, bicep tears, 90, 93, 91.
I think I'll go down and see the trainer. First down at the 47, play action, and the pass thrown behind the receiver, Bobby Ingram, but he makes the catch and gets another first down. Bobby Ingram on the receiving end, and Matt Hasselbeck is in rhythm. 14-yard pickup with the linebacker Hannibal Navies defending on the play. And Ingram, very important third receiver, and according to Mike Holmgren, he says he can play for me as long as I'm in football.
Yeah, he actually did a good job of getting him signed to a contract to keep him around. And when you've got a guy who can come in as your third wide receiver and then also handle the punting duties, he becomes a very valuable part of your team.
That time, Sean Alexander doesn't get much, maybe a yard. And it was Joe Johnson coming up to make the tackle. We have still not seen any semblance of a pass rush on either team, and that has been a problem coming into the game. And of course, we mentioned Joe Johnson banged up, but the Packers have hoped to get more out of Joe Johnson in that department. Gilbert Brown comes running off the field and replaced by Ron Walker. Second down and 9. Hasselbeck's throw knocked down, intended for Corin Robinson. Al Harris, the former Eagle nickelback, defending well on the play.
And one of the reasons the Eagles are struggling is because of their depth in the secondary. One of those guys, Al Harris, came to the Packers in the offseason. He does a good job right there of claiming his spot on the field. He has a right to be in that position. He's sitting on that skinny post right there, and as Corin Robinson goes to break, he just maintains his position on the field.
Under 9 minutes to go, second quarter. Each team has had a pretty good drive or two, and now the Seahawks trying to keep it going with third and long on the 39-yard line, and a pass caught and a flag down at the opposite side of the field. That was Corin Robinson, who's been a big target for Matt Hasselbeck on this drive. Defended by Harris, picking up 11 yards, but we'll see what the penalty is.
Offside number 94. Penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
Kabir Bajabiamela, who has been a quiet man so far, the chief pass rusher for the Packers, and it'll be a first down for Seattle.
And this is a startling stat to me. 3rd and 10 or more. Now, that was 3rd and 9, but you look at that. 39% success rate against this defense in 3rd and 10 plus. The average in the league is 19%. When you get a team into those situations, you're supposed to win that battle. And right now, through the course of the season, the Green Bay Packers cannot even get off the field in 3rd and 10 plus.
So they stay on there and give Seattle another opportunity, trailing by the touchdown. And here is Sean Alexander off the left side, and he is tripped up by Hannibal Navies after picking up 4 yards to the 23.
Now we're starting to see both of these offenses get on track. The first quarter, when you play against Mike Holmgren, Mike Sherman, the people that script those 15 plays. It's a search to find out what the defense is going to do in response to your personnel groups, to your passing game. They're trying to find out when the pressure is coming. Now they have an idea of what they think is going to happen. And we saw the Packers last drive very effective. Now the Seahawks are coming right back.
Can't always draw conclusions what you see early because they're probing basically. 2nd and 6 on the Packer 24. The slant to Corin Robinson. And he is ganged up on just inside the 20-yard line. He'll be shy by about a yard. And it was Al Harris and Pears Lennon on the tackle. Gilbert Brown back in the lineup for the Green Bay Packers. He went out for a couple of plays, and here's what he did.
You see right there, he's pushing, trying to see how that arm feels. You see him try and move a little rip right there. That's got to bother him every time he goes to make a move on a pass rush. Anytime he gets pressure back into that area. So we talked about it earlier. I can't say enough about him being on the field right now.
3rd down and 1, and here is Hasselbeck. Can't find a receiver, finds one finally, and it's a 1st down, and it was Mealy making the catch and a 1st down to the 11-yard line. So do you think he learned this from the master?
Well, Brett Favre can never keep his feet still when he is getting ready to throw the ball. And you'll see right here, we saw Brett do it earlier in the game. He's starting to move. But maybe he did learn that from Brett. Hey, you know what? When you're starting to move, people are going to walk away. You do not want to be scrambling in the NFL all the time. So as he moves up in the pocket, his eyes are continually searching downfield. He finds Seattle for a nice game.
Seahawks can get a 1st down without getting a touchdown. They have 1st down, and here's Max Strong. And Max Strong does not get much. Maybe a yard on the play. Kenny Peterson, rookie from Ohio State, and Niall Diggs gang up on the fullback for the Seahawks.
Well, that's Mac's token carry for the game, just to keep him happy. So when they ask him to go in and lead block linebackers and help out with the tackle and pass protection and all the other things, he doesn't complain too much.
I think Mike Holmgren did it for you. I think it was to show you, former fullback, that yes, I will have my fullback carry once. 2nd and 9. Hasselbeck going for the end zone, and the ball batted away. Mike McKenzie and Darrell Jackson going at it, and McKenzie makes a brilliant play, saving a touchdown.
That's one of the reasons why I don't understand that the Packers don't bring more pressure. They've got Al Harris and Mike McKenzie on their corners, and that's one of the things you have to have if you're going to be a big blitz team. And they're very instinctive players. They jump on things. They study routes. They watch the alignments of the receivers and know what routes could be coming off those alignments. So I think that that's a perfect combination for them to be more aggressive in their defensive package.
3rd down and 9, and a timeout called by the Packers defensive unit. And the first timeout with 5:19 to go. So a big down coming up, and the Packers know it.
Come on in, Derek. Derek, I thought we had this thing worked out. I hear you're out dancing, eating, and just carousing with your friends. Is it true you're going out every night?
Absolutely not.
Good.
If you want to enjoy the New York nightlife, bring your Visa card, because Orso, Cheetah, and the Broom Street Bar don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Hey, Derek, we are running late. Sorry.
Hey, Tim. Thanks for being the designated driver.
You mind giving my uncle a ride home, too?
No problem.
Great.
How you doing?
Why, thank you for asking. I'm doing fine. The people in that bar sure were friendly. And boy, that popcorn was good, too. Not a single kernel went unpopped. Let me ask y'all a question. Have y'all ever had popcorn with cheese on it? Delicious.
Hey, let's do this again real soon. I'm free next Friday.
Life got simple the day I plugged into the big brown machine. West Coast overnight, done. China, 48 hours, done. Brown picks it all up together and delivers it all on time. And with their global tracking system, I get the proof. It isn't that I'm not a trusting person. Yes, it is.
International Overnight Ground. Synchronized. UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
after a Packer timeout. Seattle with a 3rd down and 9 at the 10-yard line. The 15th play of the drive coming up. Dime defense for the Packers, 6 defensive backs. Hasselbeck looking for the end zone, fires, and the pass is not loose. It is incomplete, and it was Darrell Jackson, and covered well that time by the Packers secondary, and Marcus Anderson and Darren Sharper were all around them. Boy, did they envelop their big receivers when they got close down to the goal.
Here's Darrell Jackson up at the top of your screen. You're going to see him come around the top. That's a tight squeeze for Matt Hasselbeck. I tell you what, he puts the ball in a position where Darrell Jackson needs to make that catch. Baoju, a heck of a job laying out all the way and getting a hand in there. You got to reach out and get that ball, not allow the defender to get his hand in.
Josh Brown with a 27-yard field goal, and the kick is good. So the Seahawks, after the Packers call a timeout, don't get the 6, settle for the 3, and trail the Packers 14-10.
With capabilities that will amaze you, both on-road and off, Ford Explorer is the most trusted SUV in America.
Hey, honey.
Sorry I'm late. We took a wrong turn at Greenland.
If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Philly cheesesteak pizza.
No drooling this time.
Guys like Philly cheesesteak. Guys like Domino's Pizza. That's why Domino's created the new Philly cheesesteak pizza. Get a medium for only $9.99 and any second medium for just $5 more. Get the door. It's Domino's new Philly cheesesteak pizza.
Stronger. More comfortable. Guaranteed. Wrangler 5-star premium quality denim. Wrangler, real, comfortable jeans.
It's the home of beer, football, dairy, and now, Wednesday night comedy. Yes! This fall, Wisconsin is where the laughs live.
You're allergic to eggs.
Hey, pretty lady. Like what you see?
That 70 Show, followed by Norm Macdonald in the premiere of the new series, A Minute with Stan Hooper.
Look, honey, it's your head made out of cheese.
Holy Lord.
Wednesday nights, come for the laughs, stay for the cheese.
Join me? Don't smoke, sir.
Oh, it's string cheese.
I can't eat this. I'm lactose intolerant.
What's the worst that could happen?
Cardiac arrest. I could die, sir.
Come on, one little piece.
A Minute with Stan Hooper, after that 70 Show, beginning Wednesday, October 29th on Fox.
Coming up next in the second half of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader, most of you will see the Lions take on the 49ers. It's Steve Mariucci's return to San Francisco, or the Redskins battle the Eagles in a key NFC East matchup. The biggest stories are in the NFC, and the NFC is on Fox.
I think Dennis Erickson will ask Steve Mariucci how he dealt with Terrell Owens last year.
Well, whatever it was, neither one having a blast dealing with the TO, as they say. As you look at the scoring drive, the Seahawks going 80 yards, having to settle for the field goal. And even though the Packers made superb defensive plays in the secondary, you wonder which defense is going to clamp down first. Kickoff to Antonio Chapman. And Chapman, running into his own man, is stopped just beyond the 20-yard line. Penalty flag. And offside call against the Seahawks.
You don't want to be that guy, because there's 9 other guys who just ran all the way down the field and don't really feel like going back and doing it again.
And I think Mike Holmgren, not as calm as you are in saying, I don't want to be that guy.
Offside on the kicking team, number 54. That's a 5-yard penalty. We'll re-kick.
D.D. Lewis, so they'll kick it again. And the Packers have to be visualizing a better return this time from Chapman, who got upended at the 20-yard line. Well, right now, the offenses have dominated this game. I mean, Hasselbeck and Favre have been pretty sharp. not for long passes, although Brett Favre does have a long pass, and obviously Sean Alexander and Amon Green the focus.
Yeah, right now the defenses are not playing well, and the one thing that Seattle does, they give up some yards, but they don't give up a lot of points. They're generating a lot of turnovers, but we haven't seen anything close there. The Packers, the one team that has forced the only turnover of the game on that first series, but right now the advantage is to the offenses, and one of these defenses has got to step up. Whether they start bringing pressure, they've got to do something different, because what they've done up to this point has not been very effective.
Especially on third down for the Packers, getting off the field as Chapman returns again and gained about 10 yards difference in the re-kick as we check down with Chris Myers. Chris?
Yeah, Dick, you and Darryl talking about the problems for the Packer defense after that last series. The coaching staff here in Seattle complimenting the players on the bench with their blocking for Matt Hasselbeck. And, of course, when Matt was here in Green Bay backing up Favre, Andy Reid told him then watch Brett Favre, not necessarily fundamental, but watch his leadership, his intangibles. And he has. Hasselbeck said the best moments of his life have come in Green Bay, but he was watching. Now he's glad to be playing.
Something's good, something's not good, and as Hasselbeck has been advised, but Brett Favre with his rollout pass taking the safe route and completes to Wesley Walls and picking up 5 yards. Well, let's talk about exactly, according to Andy Reid, what he should watch and what he shouldn't watch.
Here's the funny thing. Don't watch his fundamentals or his decision making. And, you know, you would think at a quarterback, if you're being a mentor to somebody, that those would be the things that you would watch. The one I like the most on that list, though, the good thing, the practice energy. And that is where it becomes a job. That is the toughest part of the week, is Wednesday through Friday. And Brett was competitive and made it fun for everybody out there.
And Favre trying to make it fun for his offense and completes to Bubba Franks. And Franks, who is well defended, makes the reception. Great concentration for the tight end. And he gets 20 yards into Seattle territory. Finally tackled at the 43-yard line by Reggie Tongue.
Well, Chad Brown's coming on a blitz off the outside. They run the boot. He gets back into the play. And there's that elusiveness of Brett Favre. He's not going to beat you with his feet, but he'll buy time so somebody else can beat you. And you can't teach that to somebody. He's so calm. He never is panicked. He just steps back inside and has his vision always downfield to find the open receiver.
First down at the 43, and here is Green with a good run. Close to another first down, and of course, this has to be a lot of pressure on Ray Rhodes, who comes in, the former coach for 1 year of the Green Bay Packers, and now the defensive coordinator for Mike Holmgren. And of all of the people who are part of this homecoming week, Holmgren winning the last time, and of course Hasselbeck installed as the #1, and Amon Green. But I'll tell you, Rhodes did not leave under the best circumstances, and he's been quiet but maybe seething. Maybe he wants this one as much, if not more, than any of the people in his reunion. Here's second down and short. Pass caught. First down to Donald Driver to the 30-yard line. And the Packers move the chains as we get close to the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, but Ray Rhodes has brought in a new attitude to this defense. And I think regardless of bringing in Norman Hand, Randall Godfrey, getting Marcus Trufant and Kenny Hamlin, some new faces on the defense, I think the most important one was Ray Rhodes, because he's brought in an aggressive style. He scaled it down. These guys now know what to do, and they're not thinking as much on the field. They're just reacting.
Well, he's been the difference. Make no mistake about it. And here is Amon Green on the burst up the middle, and Green gets 6 yards on first down. Ken Hamlin, the strong safety, free safety on the stop. And so the Packers moving smartly here, but it was the big 20-yard pass from Favre to Bubba Franks that has sparked this drive.
And the Seattle defenses, they've got their hands full with that offensive line of the Green Bay Packers. These guys have played together for several seasons now, and that is the most important thing when you're talking about the offensive line, the continuity and the chemistry that they develop.
And how impressive are Favre's numbers. Favre tried from 4 years ago. Pitch to Green. Green coming upfield, has good blocking. He'll get the first down and a few yards more, and finally tackled at the 12 by Trufant.
Kevin Berry there with a good block to get that corner turned. Makes a gaping hole for Amon Green to get into.
2-minute warning.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Wachovia. Together we can achieve uncommon things.
What can a vineyard managing wealth. Behind the art is a great deal of science. At Wachovia Wealth Management, we learn from the world around us to help preserve and grow what you have. Together, we can achieve uncommon results. Wachovia Wealth Management.
A truck like this isn't built in a factory. It's built in the farms and fields, concrete streets and construction sites that map the landscape of an entire country. Because when Ford builds the new F-150, there are promises to keep. And only one truck earned the right to be the next F-150. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
I was running in the street in San Pedro, and now I'm wake up in the major leagues. I play hard every day because this is the way that we play in my country. I never would dream that I would be playing at major league level. Playing regular feels like, wow, it's like another dream come true. I lived for this.
Watch the World Series on Fox beginning October 18th. Don't miss it.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. The Packers threatening, leading 14-10 in what has been a pretty interesting scoring game. Teams going up and down the field with the rushers, Sean Alexander for the Seahawks and Amon Green, who now has 54 yards for the Packers. 1st and 10, Green Bay on the go. Bard with time, drills it, caught at the 4-yard line by Jamal Walker. And getting 9 of those 10 yards.
Well, that's just vintage Brett Favre right there. I mean, he's got so much velocity on that ball. We actually saw Nick Lucci at practice with a big cast on his hand, and they told us he tried to catch one of Brett's passes, and he shattered his thumb. I mean, that's unbelievable.
Stay out of the ways. 2nd down and 2. Here's Green. And Green close to the 1st down marker. And we are winding down to 1 minute remaining in the first half. And limping off the field is Ken Hamlin. And that would be a tough loss for Seattle if he can't come back.
Even as a young guy, he has added a lot of personality to that defensive unit. He is a big physical safety. And you know, even the guys, the established guys, the veteran guys have talked about, you know, his youth and how much fun he makes it.
Replaced by the veteran Damian Robinson. And here's the handoff to Green, and he gets in for the score. 2nd touchdown in the first half for Amon Green from 3 yards out. So this has been a heavy dose of Amon Green on this particular drive for the Packers. And they raise their lead to 20-10.
And for the 2nd time on his touchdown runs, he goes into the end zone standing. And that's the most disturbing thing. A great block out front by Mike Wall as he pulls and kicks out. But that's Amon Green's 2nd touchdown run. He is finished on his feet.
Ryan Longwell gives the Packers a 21-10 lead. So Amon Green gaining 30 yards on 5 carries in this drive, his 2nd touchdown today and his 7th touchdown on the season on the ground. And it's a 21-10 lead. To stop a weapon that has no cure, you need a man who knows no limits. On October 28th, Kiefer Sutherland returns with a new season of 24, presented without commercial interruption by the next Ford F-150. That's the season premiere of 24, Tuesday, October 28th, right here on Fox. Well, the crowd here at Lambeau Field, where the Packers have actually dropped 2 of their last 3 games, and that never really happened in the past as you check out the scoring drive. And once again, Seattle missing some key tackles there. And now Mike Holmgren's offense has to do some work, not to mention the defense. Defense has not excelled for either club thus far.
No, they really haven't. And you pointed out the fact that this has been an offensive first half, and nobody has really made a stop yet. And the only time that things are happening is when there's penalties or missed opportunities by the offense. The defense really hasn't made a stop since Seattle on Green Bay's opening drive.
The Packers have touchdown drives on their last 3 possessions. Ryan Longwell will kick off with just about a half a minute remaining in the first half. Maurice Morris to return for the Seahawks, and he is decked at the 25 by Tony Fisher. Coming up on the Visa halftime report, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will have scores and highlights from around the league, and the Fox Sports ticker has up to the second scores and stats. Seahawks with 2 timeouts remaining. Talk about an old-time helmet.
That's a tight fit right there.
You never played with a leather helmet, did you?
No, thank God. Thank God. I don't know how those guys did it. You're talking about a leather helmet, no face mask. That was real football.
First down at the 24. Hasselbeck with the screen to Sean Alexander. Alexander gets the first down and then goes out of bounds, crossing the 35.
We'll see what Mike Holmgren decides to do here. You take that first play, a conservative play call, sometimes a draw, that time a screen pass. If it becomes something positive, maybe you change your decision process. If it was an unsuccessful play, I wouldn't have been surprised to see them just turn around, run the ball into the middle of the defense, go in at halftime, try and figure out what to do defensively. But with some success on that screen pass right there, maybe he becomes a little bit more open in his play calling here, tries to squeeze out a field goal by the end of the half.
Yeah, that would be his best bet, you would think, because the Packers playing well back. First down at the 36 of Seattle, and Hasselbeck's throw, and it is caught at the 42 by Darrell Jackson and stopped at the 44-yard line, and the Seahawks calling a quick timeout with 15 seconds on the clock. They have 1 remaining after the 20-yard strike by Hasselbeck. Pretty impressive.
I thought Darrell Jackson was going to do his best impression of Cedric Ward from the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, make the catch when nothing's going to happen. Now get down, get that timeout called. You're not going to get much farther, but you're taking up valuable time in that situation.
McKenzie, who was covering on the play, lost Jackson and then ultimately made the tackle. Mike McKenzie, who teaming with Al Harris, you mentioned, the former Philadelphia Eagle, and this secondary has been banged up with injuries. Antoine Edwards unable to play, the strong safety with a sprained ankle. Marcus Anderson starting in his place, Bauju making a fine play. 15 seconds and 1 timeout remaining for the Seahawks. Seattle on the Packer 44. Here's Hasselbeck, and the pass caught at the 31 by Corin Robinson, going out of bounds, picking up 12 more. It's another first down with 11 seconds, and this is a meticulous drive to try to set up a 3-pointer. By the way, Josh Brown has yet to attempt a field goal longer than 37 yards. He missed one against the Rams 2 weeks ago, prior to Seattle pulling it out with Hasselbeck's second touchdown pass in the 4th quarter. But now they're on the 32. 11 seconds is important. First down, and Hasselbeck is sacked, and that'll take him out of field goal range. Michael Hawthorne, the former New Orleans Saint, who the Packers think can develop and be a factor in their secondary, sacks Hasselbeck for a loss of 8, and that's a killer.
I just don't know how you allow somebody to come right up the middle. Here comes 27 right at you. Michael Hawthorne, he comes between the guard center gap. There are basic calls in the game of football where you don't allow the guy closest to the line of scrimmage to get to your quarterback. Matt Hasselbeck doesn't have a chance. He's backpedaling, and Michael Hawthorne is coming full speed at him. You've got to make an adjustment when those blitzers come between the guard center gap.
So with 2 37-yard field goals, his longest efforts of the year, Josh Brown, the rookie from Nebraska, picked on the 7th round, and a highly touted place kicker in the draft,
lines up at this point to try a 58-yard field goal.
That's one of those plays that you'll win at halftime, and it's just going to drive Mike Holmgren crazy because you're looking at possibly a 49. That adds 9 yards to this field goal. The only thing bad that could happen on that play was the set.
3 seconds. So this could be the last play of the first half, and this kick is up and good. Josh Brown cracks the sound barrier with a 58-yard field goal, and Mike Holmgren's Seahawks get the last laugh. And before the game, he was kicking them from 55 yards, heading in the same direction. So the half is over. They're stunned here.
There's a reason why October is sports' greatest month. Powered by Chipper Jones' 2 home runs, the Braves stayed alive, forcing a decisive Game 5.
This thing is absolutely wild.
Now Kerry Wood takes the mound, looking to make history and lead the Cubs to the NLCS. Game 5 tonight on Fox.
Tonight after the baseball game, watch Fox 17 News at 10 at a special time. Because at 10 it's baseball. After the game, it's news. Fox 17 has your ticket to the hottest highlights and all the big scores.
This week on the ticket, we'll recap the Lions and Niners. We'll go in the zone with Curtis Joseph. How long will he be a Red Wing? And we'll go one-on-one with MHSAA Executive Director Jack Roberts. We'll see you Sunday.
Catch the Fox 17 sports ticket tonight after the news on Fox 17.
To my oldest son, I leave the chateau on the French Riviera. To my only daughter, the Manhattan penthouse. To my youngest son, I bequeath 150 acres of uninhabitable swampland.
Terrible. Yes!
With its amazing four-wheel drive capabilities, Jeep Grand Cherokee can make even the most unappealing terrain a lot more desirable. Check one out today.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
You and Paul?
Not so good.
Not so good?
Not so good.
Paul, huh?
Paul.
Jerk.
Fool.
Slacker.
Loser.
One eyebrow.
Beer gut.
Big time.
Best friend.
You too.
Love you.
Love you.
Go ahead, have the whole conversation. Introducing SBC Long Distance, now in Michigan. Add it to your SBC home phone service for just 5 cents a minute with no monthly fee, guaranteed. One more way, we bring it all home.
You've seen them before, but never like this. Introducing the Platinum Series from Chrysler. Dressed up with a stunning metallic finish, an exquisite leather-trimmed interior, and chrome wheels and accents. Plus our powertrain limited warranty. And now get special Platinum discounts and choose either 0% financing or a generous cash allowance. Come see what's transformed at your Chrysler dealer today.
You're watching the NFL on Fox 17. I could play this game.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. If you love the NFL, it's everywhere you want to be.
All right, Green Bay on top of Seattle 21-13, doing their best not to make it a warm welcome and a return for Mike Holmgren.
You got it. Mike Holmgren coming back. Holmgren way. Watching this guy. Brett Favre saying, I'm having my way. Play action now. Donald driver down the sideline. 34-yard touchdown reception. Green Bay up 7-zip. Sean Alexander, though, will take it in from 1 yard out after a 9-play, 71-yard drive. And Seattle ties this ball game up 7-all. Armand Green in the second quarter then takes it over left tackle, cuts it back up inside. His 7th touchdown on the year ties Priest home for the NFL lead. Minnesota at Atlanta. Randy Moss hoping to have a big day versus the Falcons. Does. Beautiful throw from Gus Frerotte in for the injured Dante Culpepper, 32-yard reception, and it's Minnesota on top. Now Doug Johnson, quarterback in the grass, a sack, gets rid of it, intentional ground, and 2-point conversion for the Vikings, and the Vikings are on top at this point, 9-6. Then after T.J. Duckett 55-yard run, this 8-yard run over the left side, this time by Warrick Dunn, puts Atlanta up 13-12, and then with just 10 seconds left, a slant route by Peerless Price from Doug Johnson, 20-12 Atlanta over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. New Orleans at Carolina, Stephen Davis of the Panthers hoping to keep it going, but it's Rod Smart. Remember this young man. He said what? He hate me. 100-yard kickoff return. He hate me. Turns into he love me now. That is all the way, JB. It's a beautiful thing. It's 10-3. Carolina over the Saints. Shaking it up. Stephen Davis now. Inside. Bubbles. There it is. You see it. Derek Rogers recovers. And Carolina 10-3 over New Orleans at the half. Welcome back, Emmett. Give me some love. There it is, Jerry Johnson. Good to see you. I'm glad I got rid of you, though. All right, Quincy Carter, play action. Hands it up. Flea flicker. That's cold, wasn't it? Down 51-yarder to Terry Glenn, wide open. All that does is bring the safeties up and allows the receiver to get behind Callis. Cowboys up by 7 until his 24-yard touchdown reception by Brian Gilmore. We're tied up at 7-all. And then out of the backfield comes Richie Anderson down into the flat, down the sideline. 18-yard touchdown reception. Quincy Carter on fire. Emmett had to leave this game with a sprained left shoulder. Return is questionable.
And the Chiefs are looking for their first 5-0 start ever. Chicago and Oakland, the last 3 meetings have been decided by 7 points or less, but the Raiders in front now by 15. Giants are 3-11 following the bye week and right now trailing the Dolphins by the score of 13-7. The Titans are 13-2 in their last 15 games dating back to last season. Titans on top of the Patriots by 6, and the Bills have won 5 straight against the Bengals, but it's the Bengals up by a field goal. Seattle and Green Bay, I tell you what, Brett Favre and Amon Green trying to make it a rude welcome back for Mike Holmgren.
Well, in the last 2 weeks, I mean, Jimmy talked about it in the pregame where there's been some question about the play calling in Green Bay, in particular Brett Favre questioning the play calling. And I think the other thing is people were beginning to question, is Brett Favre done? And in the last 2 weeks, I think what we've seen a great player responding to those challenges, as all great players do when they are challenged. And really, to me, it's a game of emotion, and Brett Favre is showing a great deal of emotion.
I agree, and Brett Favre played poorly. The last time Mike Holmgren came to town, 1999, had about 5 interceptions. He's on his game today, and when he's on his game, Brett Favre is as good as there is in this league.
And 7 touchdowns on the season already for Amon Green, tying it with Priest Holmes. As the Blonde Bomber said, folks, we will continue. That's right. Why repeat it? Visa halftime will continue right after this.
You need to say that.
Visa. If you love the NFL, it's everywhere you want to be.
She doesn't know them.
First one? They're all not as pretty as Rebecca Morgan.
But she's about to find out.
You're leaving?
Very funny. Hazing the new girl.
That she has the power to save them. Now, she'll relive the last day of their life for a chance to change their fate.
Rebecca, I came here to help you.
No, he didn't. He came here to kill you.
Eliza Dushku, True Calling, premieres Thursday, October 30th on Fox.
All of America awaits television's most frightening event. The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, Sunday, November 2nd.
Pathetic humans showing a Halloween episode in November.
Will a zombie devour the Simpsons' brains?
I got nothing anybody wants.
You got your old man to thank for that.
And it's pure terror when Homer becomes the Grim Reaper.
These seats suck.
Leave everything to me. Pardon me, coming through. Rest in peace. You're dead. Take a dirt nap. Feed the worms.
All new Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, Sunday, November 2nd on Fox.
Yeah, you like that? You want to stack now?
This is Sean Alexander of the Seattle Seahawks. Sean helps the United Way build stronger communities by participating in programs that help strengthen families.
In the morning when we wake, the sun comes out. The sun comes out and dances for the birds and the bunnies.
Bravo, Sean.
Entertaining first half. Packers 21, Seahawks 13. Back with the second half kickoff in just a moment.
Decorate and save at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Small business owners don't have an off switch. Ideas don't stop coming at 5 o'clock. And breakthroughs often happen on weekends. Now you can get a long-distance rate that's on whenever you are. Introducing SBC Long Distance for Business. Just 3.6 cents a minute with a 1-year term, anytime, anywhere in the U.S. Guaranteed. Seeing small business differently. SBC.
Oh yeah. Meet McDonald's new Del Rio salad with taco spiced beef, mixed greens, cheddar jack cheese, crunchy tortilla strips, the Newman's Own all-natural salsa. It just doesn't get much better.
You're watching Fox 17, West Michigan's Fox.
3rd and 15. Maddox looking downfield as well as looking real classy in that authentic heavyweight nylon mesh jersey. He spots Burroughs, who makes an amazing fashion statement in a jersey that's rugged yet tasteful, tough yet trendy. That's a grass stain. Warm water and tumble dry low. That's a nice game ball, too.
Get whatever's on the field by calling 877-NFL-SHOP. For a free team catalog of NFL gear, call now or visit NFL Shop on NFL.com.
Cowher's got to be happy with that stylish hat polo shirt combo.
We return to Lambeau Field with the Packers leading 21-13 over the Seattle Seahawks. Tell you what, place is still buzzing over that last quick drive and the 58-yard field goal by Josh Brown, the longest in Seahawk history. Remember, they played indoors for a lot of their history, too.
Amazing, and you made the point beforehand that he hadn't made one over 37 yards, so we're 20 yards longer, and he knocks it through. And the big thing is they're going to get the ball to start the second half, so all that momentum that he generated at the end of the first half hopefully will carry on into the second.
Your quick thoughts about what you saw in the first half, Moose?
A lot of offense, which is exciting for me. I like to see offensive games. I like to see coaches who will open up the game plan. We went through a little bit of a chess match in the first quarter, but each offense definitely found some things to take advantage of. Now we'll see how the defensive coordinators are going to do in the second. It's up to Ed Donatel for the Packers, Ray Rhodes for the Seahawks to try and slow these offenses down. Each one has scored on their last 3 possessions.
You know, Brett Favre, we always feel, has something to prove because people say maybe it's Mon Green's team now. Is Brett still what he was? Let's see how good he was with that passer rating in the first half.
Well, you watch it film, and you're looking for things that maybe he isn't doing as well at this stage of his career as he was earlier, but I can't find him. And the one that you would think would be most obvious is making things happen when it breaks down, when he breaks the pocket, doing those things like right there, making Chad Brown miss. And that was a big play because that generated a lot of momentum on that last touchdown drive. So I don't think so. I don't think Brett has lost anything from any phase of his game.
Packers got a touchdown off of a turnover. Green Bay has not committed a penalty, but you see that the rushing yards with Sean Alexander doing a terrific job, 91 yards rushing. And you get an idea here, the average drive today, 8 plays, 51 yards, and 4.3 points. So the teams, as you mentioned, scoring on 6 out of 8 drives, only 1 punt. But maybe it's better portrayed this way. Per play, the Seahawks have averaged 7 yards, the Packers 6 yards. Pretty good.
It's great. And in the big thing in that first half, the Seattle Seahawks, a 16-play scoring drive. Yeah, they only got a field goal out of it, but it's nice to see offenses who can maintain their discipline down the field that long and not make the critical mistakes.
Ryan Longwell kicking off to start the second half, and Maurice Morris fields it on the 6-yard line for the Seahawks. He's down at the 21. And just before intermission, Chris Myers caught up with the Packers head coach, Mike Sherman.
Mike, you're leading at the half, but the way Seattle put on that long field goal at the end, how does that affect momentum for you?
Well, I think we have to go into the half and straighten out what we need to fix defensively. We haven't stopped them yet. They're moving the ball quite well on the ground. They're throwing the ball efficiently. We capitalized on that one turnover, but we got to be able to stop them, and we shouldn't give up these last 3 points.
And offensively for your team, maybe more of Amon Green in the second half?
Well, we got to mix it up. I don't think you do any one thing against this defense. They're a good defense, Seattle is, and we got to be able to mix it up the way we are.
First down at the 21 for the Seahawks. Matt Hasselbeck with the slant pass, and it's knocked away. Darrell Jackson defended by Mike McKenzie. Tell you what, I think the Packer corners, forget about their overall defense, corners are playing exemplary.
They really are, and that's why I don't understand why Donatell at points will not bring the pressure, because when you've got a guy like Mike McKenzie and you've got a guy like Al Harris that can go out and match up and not give up the big play and are smart enough and have studied enough to know what to expect, I think that kind of gives you the green light. So up until this point, he's been very hesitant to bring his pressure.
Really have not blitzed. Last week they blitzed 11 of the first 22 plays against the Bears on Monday. Here's some pressure here, and the pass out of the backfield to Max Strong is incomplete. And down and shaken up is another Packer. Wk5, who has come in for Joe Johnson, who's been hampered with the triceps injury, is shaken up. There's Ed Donatell, the defensive coordinator. So while they're tending to Wk5, let's check in with Chris. In fact, we're going to check in with Chris when we come back from these messages.
Tired of endless searches for low fares? Introducing Southwest Shortcut. Shows you exactly which days our lowest fares are available. Only at southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
The film which you are about to see is an account of the tragedy which befell a group of 5 youths.
Wow! That's funny.
For them, an idyllic summer afternoon
Is anybody home?
became a nightmare. The events of that day were one of the most bizarre crimes of American history. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Rated R. In theaters October 17th.
Make it safe. Make it useful. Make it strong. And then, make it beautiful.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Saturn, makers of the highly adaptable View, stylish midsize L300, and the fun-to-drive Ion.
Lambeau Field in Green Bay, the Packers leading 21-13. Wk5 taken out of the game. He had been a pleasant surprise this year. Joe Johnson, who's been bothered with the torn triceps the last couple of years, back in the lineup. 3rd and 10 for the Seahawks. Baja Miller lines up, and the one-hopper incomplete. And there was pressure put on the blitz. Baoju with the blitz on Hasselbeck. And right now, let's check in with Chris Myers.
Dick, Mike Holmgren told him to prioritize 2 things here in the second half for the Seahawks. He told his players, number 1, we're going to open it up on offense, which we saw with 3 passing plays here to start the second half. And he said on defense, we've got to get our defense off the field. We're going to blitz more, and nobody knows better how Brett Favre can handle the blitz or not handle it than Mike Holmgren.
Tom Ruin punting, and that's the first punt today by the Seahawks. Antonio Chapman will let it bounce. And the Packers will look at good field position after the 32-yard punt by Tom Ruin. So talk about blitz. That's what Ed Donatell engineered moments ago. Well, tonight, baseball's postseason continues on Fox with the decisive Game 5 between the Cubs and the Braves as the scene shifts back to Atlanta for a winner-take-all showdown. The road to the World Series continues tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, only on Fox. Best starting field position of the game for the Packers. Their own 47, leading 21-13. And Amon Green with the rush, picking up 3 yards close to midfield with Randall Godfrey, the middle linebacker, wrapping him up.
Well, you don't want to find yourself in a situation defensively that you've got to blitz to bring pressure to the quarterback. At times, you have to generate that with your front four. It's a lot like bringing the 8th man into the box to stop the run. You need to be able to do that with your front 7 and use that as a changeup. And right now, both these defenses in this second half, if they're going to put any pressure on one of these quarterbacks, are going to have to dial up some blitzes.
They're not getting it from your front, and that's what you ideally like. Antonio Freeman in motion, and the swing pass out. William Henderson, the fullback, first down. Every once in a while, they dial up William Henderson's name, either on a run or a pass. He gets 14 yards, and as Trufant missed the tackle, and the Packers in business a first down in Seattle territory.
Yeah, he's got a nifty little move on the sideline to go over Marcus Trufant. But from the offensive side of the ball, I think everybody feels that when you're blitzing, the advantage goes to the defense. If you know how to protect and give your quarterback time, you get the one-on-one matchups, and they will lose guys in coverage, like right there. William Henderson left alone in the flat.
Good quarterback can burn a blitz, and we've seen Favre do that. So here on first down, rolling out is Favre, and his pass caught by Bubba Franks. Franks with a big first half reception, bulls his way to within 3 yards of a first down with Chad Brown, the defender. Pickup of 7 yards, and Ken Hamlin, by the way, we saw him going off the field at the end of the first half, back in free safety for the Seahawks. Here's Hamlin. 2nd and 2 for the Packers. Giving up that late 58-yard boomer to Josh Brown, trying to come out big here in the third quarter. Looking for their second straight win for the first time. Green dives for the first down inside the 25. Picking up 4 more.
Watch the little stutter in the hole. He's about to break to his left, and at full speed, he's able to change direction back to the right. And if you're a running back and you can change direction without slowing down, I mean, that is a true gift. Watch this, as he looks like he's going to go left, and then right at the last second, just full speed, change the direction, up over the top for the first down.
There's Favre on first down, and he fires it, caught by Donald Driver inside the 20, and they mark it at that point at the 19. Trufant on the tackle as the Packers driving, and you want to talk about a balanced offense. Seattle had it coming into this game, but right now Green Bay showing it in this one.
Yeah, and everything is feeding off of the success that Amon Green is having. We're seeing some play action. Brett Favre moving the pocket on the bootlegs to find Bubba Franks and the other receivers wide open, and then also throwing his quick 3-step drops and 5-step drops. So they're giving them a dose of everything. The Seattle defense has seen everything to this point offensively by the Packers.
Here is Amon Green trying to charge outside, and Green dragged down, but will pick up another first down. Ken Lucas trying to grab him, and he carried Lucas for 7 yards. And the Packers with a first down and mark it at about the 12-yard line.
It's got to be so frustrating as a defender, because right there, this play looks like it's going nowhere. And then all of a sudden, a subtle burst of speed, and Amon Green is almost around the corner. Ken Lucas does a good job of holding on to bring him down, because he was the only guy out there.
18 carries for Green. He's been the workhorse, 74 yards. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 11. And Favre knocked down and nearly intercepted that time by Brandon Mitchell on the pass intended for Javon Walker.
Well, that's what the zone blitz does. That's Brandon Mitchell, a defensive lineman, backing out. And what it does, it creates an unknown variable. All of a sudden, you've got a defensive lineman back in coverage into the area that you want to throw your ball to. There's Brandon Mitchell right there dropping out of the defensive line. Now, Brett knows, hey, I've got that guy right there. Javon Walker is going to shut it down in that spot. All of a sudden, somebody from the defensive line is into that area that normally wouldn't be there.
From the shotgun, it's 2nd down and 10. They hand off to Tony Fisher, and Fisher to the 5, and he's going to score. Touchdown. The ball crossed the plane before he lost it, and Tony Fisher with an 11-yard run after Ken Lucas missed him. Talk about missed tackles, and here's Tony Fisher, who Mike Sherman says may be the smartest player he has ever coached. And the second-year running back from Notre Dame adds yet another score to Green Bay's total.
And there's a little changeup right there. When Tony Fisher comes into the game, you expect a pass. They run a little play pass draw. Now watch who gets out in front and tries to throw a lead block. Here comes number 4 into your picture. He's trying. There he is. Gives him a little shove across the goal line.
Ryan Longwell gives the ball a shove over the goalpost for the extra point, and they love it in Green Bay on a glorious day. The Packers in front now, 28-13.
Make it safe. Make it useful. Make it strong. And then, make it beautiful.
Okay, 2 blades are better than 1, and 3 blades are better than 2. And that's as good as it gets, right? Wrong. The new Schick Quattro has the power of 4 blades and 2 conditioning strips, which makes Quattro unlike any other razor. And those 4 blades give you an incredibly close, smooth shave. So your 5 o'clock shadow shows up late. 4 blades. Where will it stop? Here. Schick Quattro, the power of 4.
Donald Driver is an active United Way volunteer, especially in a program that brings pets to seniors.
Hey, son, how you doing?
It doesn't matter that he's a Packer in a Packer-crazy town.
Look, it's Nitsky.
What matters is that everyone feels good about themselves.
Now, I used to have 15 cats. Bart, after Bart Starr. Vince, after Coach Lombardi.
How about Donald?
Yes, Donald. He was wonderful. After Don Hudson, the greatest Packer of them all.
You don't have to be Donald Driver to make a difference in your community.
Eliza Dushku, True Calling, Fox Fall.
If this is the new wave Packer offense, the Packers will be contenders again, obviously. They have Amon Green shouldering a lot of the running game, although Tony Fisher scored there, and Brett Favre, outstanding passing-wise, 4 touchdowns on the last 4 drives for Green Bay. Now the question is, what about the defense?
Well, they made a big stop the last time out. You had all that momentum that Seattle had generated going in at halftime with that long field goal, and they come out and create a 3-and-out on the first series.
Ryan Longwell. And the short kickoff, and Maurice Morris in stride in a pack of white shirts looking for running room, and he is down at the 27-yard line. And let's see what Mike Holmgren dials up on offense with his team trailing by 15.
We got a problem up here. Tower 12, weather's moving it.
Heading up.
Do you have the right truck? Does your truck have a Duramax diesel? Does it have an Allison transmission? Silverado, it's the right truck from Chevy. The most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
I'm loving it. Is this the place to eat? Since I don't cook, I'll just rock to the beat. I'm loving it. Sometimes we have mishaps. You just overcome and adapt to setbacks. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Move your feet, rock to the beat. Hungry for the music, gotta eat. Loving it. You know you're my world. How could I mind love taps from my girl?
McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Monday, October 20th, Fox will introduce a real American cowboy to a group of European women.
Oh, he's good looking.
Tell them he's worth $80 million in oil.
I'm sure I'm gonna like his lifestyle.
And invite them to win his heart.
He's rich.
He's filthy rich.
Does anyone know how to say sucker in French? The next Joe Millionaire. Diplomats are standing by. Premieres Monday, October 20th on Fox.
Someone's threatening to initiate an outbreak of a very deadly virus.
To stop a weapon that has no cure.
They found a body that's been infected.
We have 2 hours before they release the virus.
You need a man who knows no limits.
Just do it now!
The season premiere of 24. Tuesday, October 28th on Fox.
Who else?
Dwayne Board, the defensive line coach for the Seattle Seahawks, showing a little bit of frustration right now with that unit on the other side, and it's becoming a dire straight situation. They cannot slow the Packers down at all on offense.
First down, Sean Alexander, and tripped up by Darren Sharper after a 7-yard pickup. Pee Wee Board, who is an outstanding defensive lineman for Bill Walsh at the San Francisco 49ers. And right now, the Packers, last time Seattle had the ball, started to blitz a lot more than they did early in the game.
On a critical third down to get that stop, it was Baoju who came in and got some pressure on Matt Hasselbeck.
Corey back in there after suffering a right knee injury. Rod Walker in there as well as Brown and Johnson on the sidelines. Here's Sean Alexander, and he'll have the first down. Hit hard, however, by strong safety Marcus Anderson, but not before he picks up 5.
Hit very hard. I mean, that's the first time in quite some time that I've seen Sean Alexander go backwards at the end of a run. Marcus Anderson came up and put a big hit on him.
5 minutes elapsed here in the third quarter. Dick Stockton along with Darryl Johnston and Chris Myers. A scoring parade here with the Packers in front 28-13. First down for the Seahawks on their 39. Hasselbeck looking to throw, and the protection breaks down, still on his feet and trying to ad-lib, and he completes it to the 45. So he gets a few yards to Itula Mili for 7. So Hasselbeck showing presence of mind on that last play.
I just don't know how the quarterbacks do that. They sense people coming in from behind them, and Chucky Wakori was up the field, and as Matt Hasselbeck went to move out to his left, he came in from behind him, and at the last minute, Matt ducks down and gets away from him. I mean, the presence that these guys have to sense the pressure coming from places they can't even see these guys is amazing to me.
And you're not talking about an especially elusive quarterback. Sean Alexander, nothing there. Good play by Cledius Hunt. No gain for Alexander. Gained 77 yards on 15 carries. He has scored a touchdown for the Seahawks, but also fumbled, and that resulted in a Green Bay score.
This is a pretty important play right here for the Seahawks offense. You've got a third down. They have not done much this second half to begin with their first drive out. The Packers are on a roll. They've got to keep that defense off the field, let them catch their breath. This is a pretty important play at this stage of the game.
And I think Mr. Holmgren well aware of that. 3rd and 3 at the 46. Hasselbeck's toss caught. First down. Bobby Ingram makes a great catch, holding onto it and getting 8 yards on the play. So one of Mike Holmgren's favorites, Bobby Ingram, his return man and 3rd wide receiver.
And you can see why he's one of his favorites. He goes in, runs a little pivot route, makes the catch. Very rarely do you get 2 chances to make a catch in the NFL. Bobby Ingram secures that after a little bobble, but gets the first down. And I really, that was a big play right there. We'll see if they can get some more positive momentum going after that 3rd down completion.
Seahawks on the Packer 47. And the pitch to Alexander. Cutting upfield. Good second effort to at least avoiding the loss. He picks up 2 to the 45 of the Packers.
Both of these running backs are able to make yardage when there's really nothing there. And Sean Alexander on that play, a toss sweep to the right, and Mike McKenzie comes off the outside unblocked, and now it's Niall Diggs who was down for the Green Bay Packers.
As well as Kenny Peterson, who was limping, the 3rd round pick from Ohio State. So Peterson walking gingerly, but it's Niall Diggs who was injured. We've had a few of these for the Packers, most of them on the defensive line with Joe Johnson, Gilbert Brown.
Dear DirecTV, there's not a word to describe how great DirecTV is. It's not great. It's not greater than great. It's even greater than greatest. My mom, at first didn't know if it was a good idea, but now she loves DirecTV, and it saves her money. Signed, Brian Mills. Brian, I think I'm gonna have you write my next review.
Act now and get a 3-room DirecTV system, including equipment and installation, free.
Sometimes you need a little help staying in the game. Ask your doctor about new Levitra. But once you get in the zone, it's good. Ask your doctor if a new choice is right for you. Ask about new Levitra.
have the right truck?
Hi. Black coffee to go.
Does your truck have better resale value than Ford and Dodge? A Silverado half-ton pickup does.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, is this your truck? What's it going for?
What do you mean, what's it going for?
Let me make you an offer.
It's not for sale.
What are you doing here? It's for sale.
It's not for sale.
Silverado, it's the right truck from Chevy.
Fox NFL Sundays brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Friendly nonstop service all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. By DirecTV. Movies, music, and exclusive sports from the leader in digital satellite entertainment. By Chevy Silverado, it's the right truck. And by Schick Quattro. 4 blades and 2 conditioning strips for an incredibly close, smooth shave.
28-13, Packers lead, but Niall Diggs is out of the game and being worked on, and Marcus Wilkins, who had the first block punt for the Packers since 1997, Monday against the Bears, has replaced him. And there is the flip to Sean Alexander, dragged down, and a big play made by Nick Barnett, the rookie from Oregon State. And that'll bring up 3rd and long. And right now, for a game break, let's check in with James Brown in Los Angeles for a game break.
They dig a touchdown pass to the right. The fade pattern with Randy Moss was called off because he pushed off, so they come back and go to the left side. He does it right here, holds it in for his 6th touchdown reception of the season, and it's all knotted at 20. Back to Dick, Darrell, and Chris.
Not real surprised there. Gus Frerotte historically has struggled his 2nd game after coming in off the bench with a great performance like he had last week.
3rd and 9, and the flag is down, and here's Max Strong, and Strong won't get the yardage, but there's a penalty marker down. Max Strong is tackled at the 41 by Darren Sharper. So this is a big call coming up now, and it'll be holding against the Packers, and that would be an automatic 1st down for the Seahawks.
Defensive holding. Number 21. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. 1st down.
So the first penalty is a big one against the Green Bay Packers. Bao Zhu called for holding when the Packers apparently had stopped the Seahawks from getting the 1st down. They now will continue to have possession of the ball with a 1st down at the 47 of Green Bay.
Yeah, they had played air free, and you get a 3rd and 9 situation, an area that this team has struggled in all season, the 3rd and longs. And even though they make the stops, Seattle gets a whole new set of downs to try and continue to build the momentum that they've had on this drive.
1st down for the Seahawks from the 42-yard line, and here is Hasselbeck. He's going deep for the touchdown attempt, and it's incomplete. Corin Robinson defended by Al Harris, and Harris with a brilliant job defending downfield, playing the ball all the way.
Well, Al Harris does a good job of defending, but Corin Robinson's got to finish this play. He turns around to play the ball, bumps him a little bit, which I agree with the no call by the officials. I like when they let them play on the outside. He's got his head turned back to locate the ball when the contact initiates, but Corin Robinson has got to maintain his concentration and make that catch for the touchdown.
Here you go. Come on.
Torrance Marshall, who just come off 4 weeks suspension and activated for the game in the lineup. 2nd down and 10 at the 42. Sean Alexander up the middle, and a good gain by Alexander to the 35, picking up 7 yards. Marcus Anderson, who is playing today in place of Antoine Edwards, on the tackle. So it'll be again another 3rd and 3 for Mike Holmgren. Last time they had 3rd and 3, they managed to get the 1st down. That was before a Packer penalty gave them another one. And there is the rookie Nick Barnett, who has 11 tackles, make it 12 already on the day. And the Packers will call a timeout just before the snap. So first thing you do is check to make sure they have just 11 on the field. We'll do that.
You know what you never see in car commercials? Real cars. Cars that have been around the block a few times. The kinds of cars that need Castrol GTX high mileage. Specially engineered to protect against oil burnoff better than other leading motor oils. Castrol GTX high mileage. It helps older cars feel young again.
Thank you guys for coming out. Oh, Jamie, why don't you tell us what's new in IT? Try to keep it short.
Oh, well, we just implemented DFS and a new SAN. And also we enabled shadow copy for shared folders on our file servers. It enables users to get back lost documents on their own without calling IT. And it'll save us hundreds of thousands of dollars, which...
It'll do what?
With new Windows Server 2003, you can do more with less.
Automated system recovery.
I always said I was going to be playing professional baseball. That's all I ever talked about. The thing that means most to me is I want to be remembered as a Yankee. You either love us or hate us. I enjoy playing at home in front of the greatest fans in the world. And I also enjoy going on the road with people booing us and hating us. The bottom line is when you compete, you want to win. I live for this.
Watch the World Series on Fox beginning October 18th. Don't miss it.
Coach Cowher disagrees with the call, but let me tell you, that stylish polo shirt sure agrees with him.
Get whatever's on the field by calling 877-NFL-SHOP for your free team catalog.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Microsoft. Your potential, our passion.
Darren Sharper heads up play. Watch, the coverage is rotated this way. The linebackers start to move. They've got an uncovered wide receiver at the top of the screen. Darren Sharper runs in, gets the timeout called to probably prevent a wide open completion.
So on 3rd and 3, passes intercepted by Darren Sharper. And Sharper blunts the Seahawks 3rd and 3, and the turnover returned 18 yards on the interception, and the Packers stopped Mike Holmgren. This is a team that had only turned it over once coming into this game, and this is the second turnover of the contest, and the Packers get it back at the 44.
It's just amazing that Ed Donatel, the defensive coordinator, could convince his guys that, hey, just because they haven't turned the ball over doesn't mean that they won't. You know, in my mind, that means that they're due to have a game where they get careless with the ball, and he's been right up until this point.
First interception of the season for Sharper so far on 1st down, finding Javon Walker, and a gain of 6 yards, and knocked out of bounds Reggie Tongue over there.
There's Darren Sharper right here. He's going to come all the way across the field into this area to make the interception. He's watching Matt Hasselbeck go through his progression, steps right in front of Darrell Jackson.
2nd down and 5 at the midfield. So Matt Hasselbeck shaking his head, and I'm sure Mike Holmgren had a few words of that as well. One of those quarterbacks not to make those mistakes. Amon Green, and close to the 1st down, had to get to the 45-yard line, and it was Chad Brown and Randall Godfrey in on the tackle. So here's the turnover story and why the Seahawks might be 3-0, as Moose mentioned, plus 12 the first 4 weeks, and today -2.
Yeah, it's tough to overcome turnovers in the course of a game, and they're not playing at the level that they were playing offensively at the end of the season. They haven't gotten into that rhythm yet, so the defense has been carrying this team for the first 3 games of the season.
The slant to Donald Driver and give the Packers another 1st down. Brett Favre completing a 12-yard pass to the 34. Packers moving again. Remember, they have scored 4 touchdowns in their last 4 possessions.
And we talked to Randall Godfrey over the weekend, and one of the things he said he saw on tape going back and watching all the games previous to this one was Brett Favre was really starting to get into a rhythm. Each week was getting better and better. This is the best he's played all season.
Up to 34, Amon Green. Green with a big gain. Picks up 7 yards with Godfrey bringing him down, and for a game break, let's go to James Brown out in Los Angeles.
Jake, back-to-back excellent defensive plays by the Cowboys. Kenyon Coleman running Jeff Blake out of the end zone. 2nd consecutive safety, making it 24-7. Emmitt Smith done for the day. 6 carries, -1 yard. Darrell Johnston and Bill Parcells getting on Quincy Carter. No rest. Dick, Darrell, and Chris.
Emmitt, a tough day coming back to Texas Stadium, and some comments earlier in the year might have given some extra incentive to that Dallas defense.
Well, Wesley Walls, the intended receiver on that pass thrown behind him. So this is part of a big homecoming weekend. And a big one right here, not only for Mike Holmgren coming back for the 2nd time, where he led the Packers to a Super Bowl. Came back in triumphant fashion back in 1997. But today, a different kind of story as Brett Favre, who threw 4 interceptions in that game and lost 2 fumbles, having a brilliant game. And great balance by the Packers, leading 28-13. 3rd and 3 on the Seahawks 27. And the pass caught by Donald Driver, and let's see if his forward progress is sufficient for the first down, and it just might be. And Favre and the rookie Marcus Trufant, let's see if it's Trufant going after Favre. It was one of the defensive backs for the Seahawks. It wasn't the rookie.
I think it was Kenny Hamlin.
Yeah, it was Hamlin, the other rookie, the rookie safety.
I agree with what Howie Long said at the halftime show. This guy is still a fiery competitor. He gets taken to the ground. He doesn't need anybody else on the team to come to his defense. He's right up in his face.
Come on, you want some?
Let's go. Come on. And then he pushes him first. He's not your typical quarterback.
No, he isn't. He's an offensive lineman.
At heart he is. He just happens to have a great arm.
From the 24, first down, Green. And Green is stopped from behind by Trufant. And no gain on the play with 2:20 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Brett Favre will not take it from anyone. And that is the spark, and it's one of the things he talked about, the energy in practice, the fact that he jumps into the defensive huddle very often, adds a great spark. But what he does in practice, which is what we don't see that you know about, is really what makes Brett Favre Brett Favre.
Yeah, it's easy to come out here on Sundays and be a leader and do the things necessary, but when you're doing that on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and your team can emulate what you're doing, it's such a huge thing for the rest of the team.
And we have a false start signal given against the Packers, who are claiming that the Seahawks should be guilty of encroachment.
False start, number 58, offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
It's the center, Mike Flanagan, and he says, my bad, as he points to himself. So the 5-yard penalty marked off against the Packers. It has been a game relatively penalty-free, as Mike Sherman has a bone to pick.
Well, I think what Mike Sherman's going to tell him is all the blitzers, all the linebackers for the Seahawks came all the way up into the gaps, and they can't entice the offensive linemen into jumping. And then it would be on the defense, and I think that's what Mike Sherman's point was. Hey, the only reason that Mike Flanagan moved is because those guys were almost in the neutral zone.
2nd and 14, Javon Walker flags it down. Ken Lucas, and he doesn't agree with that call. Ken Lucas defending against Javon Walker.
Big thing is, was it a catchable pass?
That is the issue.
One of the veterans on the Seattle defense right now has to get everybody together, pull them into a huddle, start talking to them, because right now they have lost their composure. Brett Favre's reaction to Kenny Hamlin's hit
automatic first down
has got these guys rattled. I mean, they are absolutely rattled on the last 3 plays. Kenny Lucas down here at the bottom is going to be in coverage. He's going to go through the back of Javon Walker to try and make the play.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line. It is a 22-yard penalty as a result of this play by Lucas. 1st and goal at the 6, and then 3rd look at it. Inside the 5 to about the 2 or the 1. 2nd and goal, and there was Lucas and Ken Hamlin. Getting close to a minute remaining in the 3rd quarter. Packers adding to their 21-13 lead with a Tony Fisher touchdown run from 11 yards out. The only scoring here in the 3rd. And it's 2nd and goal, ball placed at the 2. Ray Rhodes, who has jumped around after being the head coach here in Green Bay, going to Denver, now working with Mike Holmgren, trying to find an answer to this drive, and a timeout called by the Seahawks.
I tell you right now, the Seattle Seahawks defense is in an absolute state of disarray right now, and it all started with the reaction of Brett Favre and Kenny Hamlin on that sack, and they haven't recovered. And, you know, they've got to settle down. This could be the best thing for them is to get this 30-second timeout and get some stuff corrected.
And this is the big test for the Seahawks, who we said 3-0 coming into this game, beating the Rams, having to score 2 touchdowns at home 2 weeks ago. They had the bye week as opposed to the short week for the Packers, but the big test coming in here at Lambeau Field. And so this is what we have with 42 seconds to go.
You're trying to get the Seahawks to play a complete game, and in the past they've been able to generate the turnovers, and maybe when they hadn't been playing well offensively, that defense was giving them a short field or giving them opportunities to get on track. Today that's not the case. They are the team that has committed the 2 turnovers, so they're finding themselves in an uphill battle on both sides of the ball now.
And neither team had distinguished themselves defensively in the first half, but the Packers have certainly put the clamps on here in the second half. 2nd and goal at the 2. After the Seattle timeout, everything seems to be straightened up. Favre with a shuffle pass to Henderson, and touchdown. William Henderson on the shuffle pass, scoring for the Packers. So now make it 5 touchdowns in the last 5 possessions, going over from the 2. And it counts as a pass for Brett Favre. It'll be the shortest one he'll ever throw.
Here's William Henderson here. They motion Antonio Freeman out. Brett comes out like it's going to be a sprint. He throws the little shovel pass underneath to William Henderson. This is a great design play. You get everybody looking outside. The middle of the defense just splits wide open.
And Ryan Longwell with the extra point with 39 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Packers have outscored the Seahawks 14-0. Seattle has not been able to come anywhere near stopping the Green Bay offense today. They lead at 35-13 as we check in with Chris Myers.
Dick, Daryl Johnson talking moments ago how somebody on the Seattle defense has to try and settle them down. Prior to that series, one of the Seattle coaches went over there yelling at the defensive players, saying, hey, stop the finger pointing. You guys do the job, play together. This is where somebody has to step up and make something happen. Well, it didn't happen for the Seahawks and their defense. Now it's up to Matt Hasselbeck and the offense to try and rally them.
Well, it's easy when everything is rolling along real smoothly, and you know, you're generating 13 turnovers and everybody's saying, look at the attitude of this group. Boy, Ray Rhodes has made a big difference. When you face a little bit of adversity, that's when you find out what your group is made of. And right now, this group is having a tough time dealing with the adversity and the success of the Packers offense.
And one of the big assets for Seattle, and there you see the reason, Darren Sharper with the interception. The Seahawks with that plus 12 turnover ratio, by far the best in the league, but the Packers have scored 2 touchdowns off of the 2 Seahawks turnovers today. Ryan Longwell will kick off. Maurice Morris will be back. There is Morris. Seahawks are beating New Orleans and Arizona, shutting out the Cardinals 38-0 in week 2 before that rally against the Rams. And they've got a couple of games against the 49ers and the Bears and then Cincinnati. So this team can right the ship if they don't come back in this one. Morris from the 9. And dumped at the 29, where Matt Hasselbeck will go back to work. Well, hey, fantasy football players, listen up. Check out the Ultimate Fantasy Football Show exclusively on Fox Sports Net. With 30 minutes of injury reports, matchup breakdowns, and late-breaking news, our guys know who to play, who to sit, and who the hidden gems are. It's the Ultimate Fantasy Football Show, weekends only on Fox Sports Net. Log on to foxsports.com for the times in your area. Well, you know, we always have to pick a fantasy choice, and I had Donald Driver in our Fox Watch, and he has responded with a touchdown catch. And this Hasselbeck pass is knocked down by Cledius Hunt at the line of scrimmage.
Now the Seattle offense is starting to struggle against this Green Bay defense, and a lot of that has to do with some of the pressure now that they're getting on Matt Hasselbeck. And in the first half, unsuccessful generating that pressure with their front four. They've gone to some other things, bringing in some secondary and linebacker blitzes. Ed Donatel making an adjustment at halftime. We're still waiting for that same response from Seattle's defense.
2nd down and 10. Out of the backfield, Sean Alexander. And he is tackled by Kabir Bajabiamila after the pickup of 3. Final seconds being ticked off here in the third quarter as the Green Bay Packers asserting themselves here in this third quarter. They were led 21-13 at the end of the half. Josh Brown with a 58-yard field goal, the final play, and then the Packers just came right back. And that is the end of the third. Packers 35, Seahawks 13. Fox NFL Sunday continues after a word from your local Fox station.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
You've seen them before, but never like this. Introducing the Platinum Series from Chrysler. Dressed up with a stunning metallic finish, an exquisite leather-trimmed interior, and chrome wheels and accents. Plus our powertrain limited warranty. And now get special Platinum discounts and choose either 0% financing or a generous cash allowance. Come see what's transformed at your Chrysler dealer today.
Oh yeah. Meet McDonald's new Del Rio salad with taco spiced beef, mixed greens, cheddar jack cheese, crunchy tortilla strips, the Newman's Own all-natural salsa. It just doesn't get much better.
Well, listen, I gotta go, but my love to the wife. All right.
How's your friend in New York?
Doing great, ma'am. Thank you.
Good.
Could I call my mom?
Sure.
She's in Florida.
That's nice.
Say goodbye to worrying about long-distance bills. Introducing SBC All-Distance Service, now in Michigan. Unlimited nationwide long-distance local service and more for just $43.95 a month, guaranteed. One more way, we bring it all home.
Fox 17 Sports, where the big boys play.
Welcome back to Lambeau Field. Dick Stockton, Darrell Johnson, Chris Myers as we start the fourth quarter. The Packers with 2 touchdowns in the third quarter, and maybe the band thought it was halftime as they came onto the field.
Got to put a band crossing sign up down there inside the red zone.
They dot the I if it were Ohio State, but I don't think it's that band.
They could dot the I in Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's a good point by you. Actually, twice they could dot the I. Now that you mention it. 3rd and 7. Audible called by Matt Hasselbeck. From the Seahawks 32, the quick to Bobby Ingram. Ingram with a big gainer with a first down and into Packer territory where he's pushed out of bounds by Bao after a 24-yard pickup.
Just a missed tackle. I mean, it's a simple adjustment. You've got everybody packed in the middle right here. Matt Hasselbeck changes the play, throws it out, creates a situation for Bobby Ingram to make a play against Al Harris. One-on-one in the open field. Bobby Ingram makes the play. It's a simple game, Dick. Simple game.
Oh, now that's how you play it. Took to the fourth quarter, right? From the 44, Sean Alexander with his fullback Max Strong blocking, and a strong run by Alexander as he chalks up 7 yards. Hannibal Navies knocking him out of bounds.
It's amazing how just the different momentum swings during the course of a drive or a course of a play. And you see the improvement right there, or actually the change from Matt Hasselbeck first half to second half. But right now what they're trying to do is get them out of that funk that they're in with the passing game. And a 3rd and 6 situation, Bobby Ingram makes the play, and now everything goes positive again for the Seahawks. And they've just got to avoid those up and down moments during the game.
And quiets the crowd in the process. 2nd and 2, and pass caught, first down to Itulamili. And the Seahawks moving the ball, just get inside the 30-yard line. Marcus Anderson wrapped him up with 7 more yards chalked up.
You can see right there, they're telling the guys to get in and out of the huddle. We don't want to get into a 2-minute situation right now. Let's not panic, but we've got to have a sense of urgency as we move along.
Nolan Cromwell, the wide receiver coach, who formerly was an assistant here at Green Bay. First down at the 29, and play action, and here is Hasselbeck. Not a good pass, but a great catch by Corin Robinson, about a yard shy of the first down, with Al Harris, as usual, sticking to him all the way.
And it's amazing when you watch games, when an offense gets into an up-tempo situation, all of a sudden you start to see plays being made. And I don't know what the answer is. I don't know why it happens, but the Buffalo Bills back in the 90s would do that no huddle and just kind of group at the line of scrimmage. For some reason, that sense of urgency makes it more important for the guys to make the plays.
And you wonder why they don't do it earlier once you see it working. And here is Sean Alexander, first down for him to the 17-yard line, make it to 16, picking up 4 yards, and James Brown has a game break for us in LA. JB.
Hey, Dick, you heard Jimmy Johnson mention if you got Randy Moss, you're in the game. Guess what? Add Mo Williams to that mix. An 11-yard touchdown run here. He comes right back in the next series and adds yet another touchdown run of 5 yards. It's Minnesota up 34-20, just started the fourth. Back to Dick Stockton.
And here is the screen pass faked, and finally a pass thrown out of bounds, and flags fly. Penalty markers all over the place on 2nd and 10.
Matt Hasselbeck has got to realize he's going to have linemen downfield when he holds the ball that long.
And Steve Hutchinson, the left guard, will check to see which lineman had gone downfield. But an eligible receiver downfield will be the call.
Ineligible downfield on the offensive team, number 61. The 5-yard penalty, beat first down.
And our people up here insist it was Steve Hutchinson and not Robbie Tobeck.
Well, I think in that situation, when you've got a screen, you've got multiple linemen out, and the length of time that Matt Hasselbeck held that ball, I think that Robbie got singled out by the officials. We called out Steve Hutchinson. There was probably 2 other guys probably down the field early on that one.
1st and 15 following the penalty on the 21 of the Packers. Long road to come up for the Seahawks. Pass is caught by Corin Robinson and pushed out of bounds at the 11. So 10 yards gotten back right there. Early here in the 4th quarter. 22-point lead for the Green Bay Packers, trying to go over 500 for the first time this year against Matt Hasselbeck, one of their former quarterbacks. I mean, the Packers really made it an issue of drafting so many quarterbacks, none of whom started in the last 10 or 11 years. They've helped a lot of other clubs. Here is Hasselbeck looking one way. Sean Alexander, incomplete, did not hold on to the ball. And 3rd down coming up. Marcus Anderson providing the hit on Alexander. So 3rd and 5 coming up.
Marcus Anderson filling in for Antoine Edwards has had a couple of big hits today on Sean Alexander. You love to see when you've got a guy who's not a starter, but he gets the opportunity to play. He studied his playbook. He knows exactly what to do. An offensive or defensive coordinator doesn't have to adjust his game plan because this guy is ready to play. And Marquez has had a great afternoon up to this point filling in.
Here's the blitz picked up and the pass caught by Jeremy Stevens, short of the first down by a couple of yards. And Marcus Anderson playing a big role, starting for the injured Antoine Edwards, making some big plays here, bringing up 4th down.
An interesting situation for Mike Holmgren. Have you gotten to the point where this is 4th down territory, and it looks as though he's electing to leave his offense on the field?
And it's got to be a smart move. You're down by 22 points. Your defense not stopping anybody. Might as well go for it. 4th down. The ball on the 9. They need 3 yards for the first down. And the fake pitch. And here's Hasselbeck in trouble, fires, and it is dropped in the end zone. It would have been a touchdown, but Darrell Jackson couldn't hold on. And there's another flag throw.
I think it's going to be on Corin Robinson going downfield. He came in motion, and I think he left early.
Number 81.
You're
offense.
absolutely right.
Penalty is declined. First down, Green Bay.
So even if Darrell Jackson had caught that ball, it was coming back, and they would have had 4th and 8.
Holmgren had a gamble, and now the Packers will take over still with their healthy lead.
Happy Jack wasn't told, but he was a man. They couldn't stop Jack, all the water stopped.
got to have this for Saturday night.
What's Saturday?
This is awesome!
You might want to check out these speakers too. They're
Shorter.
Shorter is good, man.
Yeah.
Thousands of possibilities. Get yours. Best Buy.
Today, more than 250,000 doctors and 75 million patients are redefining modern medicine with WebMD. Practices can attend to the business of medicine with new speed and efficiency. Doctors can continue their medical education without leaving their offices. Patients can monitor their own progress. In countless ways, WebMD is helping doctors and patients to reconnect, and in the process, helping to redefine modern medicine. WebMD, modern medicine.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the new H2 Hummer, like nothing else. By Visa, if you love the NFL, it's everywhere you want to be. By Wendy's new home-style chicken strips, another reason it's better here. And by WebMD, redefining modern medicine.
It's October. Halloween can't be that far behind as the pumpkins are out. Meanwhile, Packers with a first down on the 9 after the Seahawks on 4th down could not score. Hand off to Ahman Green, who has 90 yards rushing and another flag thrown at the line of scrimmage. Cedric Woodard, who started the game, Norman Hand, bothered by turf toe, has played only a few plays in this game.
Holding, number 96 defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So it's Norman Hand.
One of the reasons that the Green Bay Packers, they get to that second level, but as a defensive lineman, you can't hold them. You've got to continue to work upfield. And what the call was there is Norman Hand is not allowing the Green Bay offensive lineman to get to that second level because he's grabbing a hold of them. It's a point of emphasis. The officials talked to everybody this year during their preseason camps that they were going to call it, and we're starting to see it called more and more each week.
First down on the 15 for the Packers. Still plenty of time remaining, but Seattle missing a big opportunity there. Here is Ahman Green diving to the 21. And a pickup of 7 yards for Green, who's getting ready to go over the 100-yard mark. And this is what the Packers have done after the punt early. Nothing but touchdowns in their last 5 possessions.
That's amazing. In 13 plays, 9 plays, 9 plays, 8 plays. The yardage, you know, all 50 plus except for that first one. That's just a great afternoon offensively. That's when you know everything is working.
Second down and 3. Driver going in motion. And here's Favre under pressure. Gets rid of it to Henderson. Second man through. First down, Packers. And it looks like everything that the Packers are dialing up offensively is working, whether it's a running play, an ad-lib play, or Favre completing passes. That one for 12.
That's got to be so frustrating for a defense. I mean, you've got him. I mean, Brett Favre is going to be tackled. Wk5's got him down low. Chad Brown's coming in. Somehow he maintains his balance, buys some time, and it's not just a short gain. I mean, he gets that off to William Henderson for some nice yardage.
First down on the 30 for the Packers. Green. And Green is dragged down by Anthony Simmons. Picking up a yard on the play. Packers getting off on the wrong foot this year, losing here at Lambeau to the Minnesota Vikings. Doesn't seem so bad really when you look at it now. 5-0 for Minnesota if they go on and beat the Atlanta Falcons, which they're doing. And then after beating Detroit, a loss at Arizona. And this would be the first major legitimate team the Packers will have beaten if they go on and hold their lead after beating Chicago and Detroit.
Yeah, the Arizona loss was disappointing, but I think Minnesota is surprising everybody, but now proving that they are a good team.
Second down and 9. Favre getting a lot of time, and the comeback intended for Walker, but batting it down was Ken Lucas. Third down and 9. Brett Favre has been unscathed today, Moose. I mean, he has, you know, he could do what he wants back there. And he has not had any kind of a pass rush thrown in his face, and very little blitzing. called by Ray Rhodes.
And when they have gotten back there and put some pressure on him, he has bought some time. And it's you know, the Brett Favre that you see every Sunday. He makes some time, moves out of the pocket, finds a way to get the ball to a guy to make a play down the field.
And he was only sacked once coming into this game. Well, there you go. There's the sack. John Randall, who's got about 133 now in his history, and there's a lot of history going on between Randall when he was a great for the Minnesota Vikings and Favre in his earlier days with the Green Bay Packers. The loss of 9 yards on the sack. So finally the Seahawks get to number 4.
You jinxed him, Dick.
I know. It's always that. Josh Bidwell will be punting from the 10. If that was so easy, right? Just to jinx people. Bobby Ingram back deep for the Seahawks. Low snap. Bidwell handles it. They're going to let it bounce. And it hits a Seattle player. It hits a Seahawk, and so it's a free ball. And let's see who comes up with it. There was a Seahawk player on the ground and hit him. And now the scrum going on the far sideline.
Well, that's when you know the day is just not meant to be. I mean, your punter hits a pretty poor punt. Marcus Trufant is trying to get out of the way. I mean, he actually goes down to the ground, and the ball lands right on top of him.
And it was Trufant who very alertly recovered the loose ball after the ball had touched him inadvertently, but it still is a touch. Timeout, under 8 minutes remaining in the fourth.
Introducing Wendy's Homestyle Chicken Strips.
Heaven, I'm in heaven.
3 delicious pieces of breast filet with your choice of Heartland Ranch, Deli Honey Mustard, and spicy Southwest Chipotle. When it comes to chicken strips, Wendy's has a better way. Our new Homestyle Chicken Strips. It's better here.
I know what I'm having for lunch.
And remember, you can eat great even late.
Happy Jack wasn't told, but he was a man. They couldn't stop Jack or the water stopping. And they couldn't prevent Jack from being happy.
On October 7th, the king of all animated films becomes the king of DVDs. The one, the only, The Lion King Special Edition 2-disc Disney DVD for the first time ever this Tuesday.
Sunday, November 2nd, the fear will be here. I am death.
We don't want any.
The all-new Simpsons Treehouse of Horror.
It's the most terrifying chase with death you've ever seen. All new Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, Sunday, November 2nd on Fox.
Lambeau Field, Green Bay. Sun-splashed afternoon. Dick Stockton, Darrell Johnston, Chris Myers. Packers lead 35-13. First down for the Seahawks on their 41. Matt Hasselbeck goes down. So after a game with no quarterback sacks, we get a flurry here. Nick Barnett having a big game, the #1 draft pick from Oregon State. And that is the second sack of the game for the Packers. The first one coming on a blitz from the secondary by Michael Hawthorne.
They're starting to get pressure off the edge. Baoju coming in from the right side. Matt Hasselbeck pulls the ball down, goes to step up. Nick Barnett is coming free from the middle.
Loss of 4 yards. Make it a loss of 3, 2nd and 13. Hasselbeck trying to get some yardage back, completes it to Darrell Jackson, and he'll have the first down into Packer territory on the play. So the coverage by Mike McKenzie I'll tell you, both Corin Robinson and Darrell Jackson have had their hands full today with tight coverage from the Packer corners.
Well, one of the things that they're struggling with is the releases off the line of scrimmage when they get a cornerback up in their face, and both Al Harris and Mike McKenzie play an aggressive style of defense. They come right up on the line and press you, and that's the area that Darrell Jackson and Corin Robinson are working on to improve.
First down, Seahawks. Short drop and the pass thrown over the head of the intended receiver Robinson. 2nd and 10 coming up. Today's game produced by Bob Stenner and directed by Sandy Grossman. The associate director Charles McDonald. The broadcast associates are Wayne Wilson and Michael Peoples. The technical producer is Bob Mueller. The pregame show was produced by Scott Ackerson and directed by Bob Levy. The studio technical supervisor is Jack Simmons. The senior producer is Bill Brown, and the executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. 2nd and 10. Keep it on the ground to Sean Alexander, who needed 2 yards to go over 100 for the game, and he does with his 3-yard pickup. Marcus Anderson in on the play. We'd like to thank our spotter Chris Visser, our statistician Rick Odioso up here, and back of the truck numbers Mike Eldridge and Charlie Dowmeyer. 3rd and 6 for the Seahawks, who have their defense outplayed by the Packer offense, and that is the story of the game. The turnovers, drop passes have also hurt Seattle's cause. Slant, and Darrell Jackson with another Seattle first down, this time getting to the 33. And let's check in with Chris Myers.
Hi, Dick, Darrell, you remember one of these. We all had one in elementary school, even you guys, a composition book. Well, Mike Holmgren still has one of these, not just because he was once an English teacher. It's because he writes something in this every day. His thoughts, his players' thoughts. Every day he writes something, including quotes from people like Abraham Lincoln, Bill Russell, and John Wooden. And he uses their quotes when pertinent for his football team. But on game day, he closes the book until the game is over with. Then he'll open it up and maybe write a new chapter.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. And, you know, Mike Sherman was, as you say, an English teacher. And the odd thing is that his mentor, Mike Holmgren, was a history teacher in high school. So they both have those educational backgrounds. But, you know, a lot of people remember those old-fashioned notebooks. And another Packer is down on the field injured. We'll come back and tell you all about it.
GMC Sierra Extended Cab with more standard V8 horsepower than the new Ford F-150. Try as they might, they still can't catch us. Professional grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
Come on in, Derek. Derek, I thought we had this thing worked out. I hear you're out dancing, eating, and just carousing with your friends. Is it true you're going out every night?
Absolutely not.
Good.
If you want to enjoy the New York nightlife, bring your Visa card, because Orso, Cheetah, and the Broome Street Bar don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Hey, Derek, we are running late. Sorry.
Get closer to this season's NFL action with NFL.com Field Pass. Listen to live radio broadcasts of more than 200 games, plus get post-game shows from around the league. Watch video previews, game highlights, and exclusive features from NFL films.
Amazing, astounding, colossal.
NFL.com Field Pass is your all-access ticket to the NFL. Touchdown! Get your Field Pass today only on NFL.com.
Wood and the Cubs take on Chipper and the Braves in decisive Game 5. Tonight on Fox.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by GMC. We are professional grade.
Seen a lot of this today. That's Paris Lennon, second linebacker to get shaken up. Niall Diggs was out with a sprained ankle. And a sprained knee, we should say, and did not return. Looking for the blitz. Here it comes. And Hasselbeck gets rid of it. And the pass intended for Darrell Jackson. And McKenzie almost had a shot at it before he got to him. And missed what he thought was perhaps a sure interception.
Heath Evans, the fullback, does a good job in pass protection. He's going to have to cross the formation. He's got to come all the way across and then get back over to pick up the blitzer. Allows Matt Hasselbeck to step up. Very fortunate to get away with there. Mike McKenzie in position to make the interception.
3rd and 10. Seahawks on the Packer 33. 5:44 on the clock in the 4th. This is a 2-score game right now. And Hasselbeck getting big pressure and firing the ball into the end zone. Corin Robinson covered by McKenzie, and he had to get rid of it in a hurry. So Ed Donatel dialing up the same kind of blitz as he did against the Bears, coming at Hasselbeck. And we will have a penalty.
And Donatel is bringing everything right up the middle, too. And Seattle is not adjusting to it. We saw the blitz by Michael Hawthorne earlier in this half where he came free between the guard center gap. Until they show that you're going to correct it and make that call, you're going to continue to get those blitzes in that area of the line.
No penalty, but 4th down coming up. And they send everybody. 4th down and 10. Here is Hasselbeck running for his life, looking to get away. Here they come. Hasselbeck throws it to an open area.
Beyond the line of scrimmage.
Right. It will not be grounding, but it will be Packer ball taking over on downs. Michael Hawthorne, one of several Packers. He wasn't alone going after Matt Hasselbeck.
Gina, check this out. I'm sitting next to your new boyfriend. Don't you just love your new boyfriend?
I do love him.
As long as you're happy.
Picture mail that talks from Sprint. At Sprint stores, choose from a wide selection of picture phones starting at $99.99. Share it when it happens.
Got some big NFL appetites heading your way? Looks like you need the NFL deal from Pizza Hut and Pepsi. Order any large specialty pizza at regular price and you get a medium one-topping pizza and a 2-liter of Pepsi for just $1.99 more. A Pizza Hut pizza and a Pepsi. Gather around the good stuff.
You know, I dated a girl named Georgia. Had to break it off, though. It's about love, man. That's what it's
For
about.
when you need it most, our longest-lasting Energizer Max ever.
After that, I told myself,
Do you have the bunny inside?
I am not dating girls named after states.
I just want to run away. I do. I'd go anywhere with you.
His father is the district attorney. He wants to ruin our family. He wants to destroy my business. Can you imagine what will happen if the press gets a hold of this? They would ruin me. They would ruin you. Why does it matter who our parents are? You tell your son to keep his filthy hands off my daughter.
Every politician needs a target.
You cannot see this girl again ever.
The rich man's dead.
What have I done?
I love you.
I love you too.
Skin, a new series, premieres Monday, October 20th on Fox.
Steve Mariucci, former 49er coach, back to the Bay Area, talking about homecoming. Terrell Owens, he had some problems with Mariucci, has problems with Dennis Erickson. What else is new? That's the second half of our doubleheader right here on Fox. The biggest stories are in the NFC, and the NFC is on Fox. Lions and 49ers coming up for most of you. There was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty called against the Packers bench after the play, post-possession foul, so 15-yard penalty, but still Green Bay has it.
After the pass on fourth down was incomplete. We had unsportsmanlike conduct on the Green Bay bench. First down, Green Bay.
Larry Nimmer's getting that reaction from the crowd and from Mike Sherman.
I like that about Mike Sherman right there. He's got a 35-13 lead, and yet he does not want to see his team do stupid things at this point in the game.
Packers will start from the 18. Ahman Green going over 100 yards and getting the first down as well, up to the 34-yard line. Nifty run by Green, doing it all day. That was a 16-yard pickup.
Well, Seattle was one of the worst teams in the NFL last season against the run, and that was one of the things that Ray Rhodes wanted to change when he came in. But Today, they have not seen the fruits of those labors. They had done a good job stopping the run the first 3 games of the year, but today, that Green Bay offensive line that has played together for quite some time now has done a good job of opening up some big holes for not only Amon Green, but Tony Fisher, all those guys in the backfield.
And protecting Brett Favre.
Absolutely.
So they've done it in every fashion. From the 34, and the handoff to Green up the middle. So Green now with 116 yards today. That's coming off a career high 176-yard effort Monday night against the Bears. Not only his career high, but the best rushing performance. Prior to today's game, the Packers were 16-0, and Amon Green rushes for 100 yards or more, headed for 17-0. And of course, that's always a deceptive number, because when you have a big lead, you run the ball, and the chances are when you get a lot of yards on the ground, you're ahead and will win.
Yeah, but they came out and started running in the first quarter. Don't try and sell me on that thing about the 100-yard rushers, Dick Stockton.
Second
down
and 8. Well, you know, the passing yards pick up when the team is down. For the losing club, Randall Godfrey stopping Green.
Next week, when you go to work with Mr. Aikman and the quarterback, you'll get more support trying to pass that theory on to the general public.
I'm just warming up for that, as a matter of fact, as Mike Wall flexing his legs as he tries to walk off whatever's going on. He's going to come out of the game and be replaced by Gary Rugemer. Mike Wall having a, you can say it after 5 weeks, a Pro Bowl start to this season. 3rd down and 6. Tony Fisher. First down. Tony Fisher, who has scored one of the Packer touchdowns today, going around the right side for 8 yards. And a little flare at the end as well. And there you see Mike Sherman very upset at Tony Fisher for showboating after getting that first down. That's not what Mike Sherman is all about, with a 35-13 lead and under 3 minutes to go.
No, he's one of the classier coaches that you'll meet in the NFL, and it's about reacting to every situation. There's, as you pointed out, there's no reason for that right now. It's just demeaning to your opponent, and he's not going to put up with that. And you talked about him being a teacher in his past. Well, he continues to teach these guys, not only about football, but a lot of stuff about life.
First down, and they hand off to Fisher. Going off the left side, good run by Fisher as he gets to the 40-yard line of the Seahawks. 14 yards for Tony Fisher. Anthony Simmons brings him down, and good news for the Packers is that Mike Wall, who came out for a play, is back in there at left guard.
Well, there has been some criticism about Tom Rosley's play calling up until this point in the season, but you can't say anything negative about what he has done today. He has had the Seattle Seahawks defense off balance the entire game.
2-minute warning here at Lambeau Field. It's been a picnic for the Packers. We'll be back.
Back at Lambeau Field, actually the tunnel where the Packer players run through to go out onto the field. And when it was newly renovated, head coach Mike Sherman wanted a piece of history and tradition from the past. He had this plaque put up here on the side that refers to the 12 world championships that the Packers have had in their greatness. And also along the ground where the players run through the tunnel, this cement was the same cement that was in the old tunnel that was back under the goalpost, the same ground that Bart Starr, Ray Nitschke, and those kinds of players ran through. And just for a little more of that greatness, hoping for it to rub off, Mike Sherman had the door frame from Vince Lombardi's old office put around his office here, hoping that the Packer tradition continues in a positive way. Dick, Darryl?
Well, you may want to refurbish a stadium and put up luxury boxes, add to the seating, but you don't want to take away some of those little nuances that made the tradition of what Green Bay Packer football was all about, and they're doing that even in a small way, as you point out, Chris.
I had the privilege to be here before all the renovations, and when you pull up, you expect it to be different inside, but once you get into the stadium, the only thing that's different are the new luxury boxes. The original bowl-shaped stadium is still here, and that's a great job by everybody who was a part of that program and the redesign of the stadium.
Well, we're on down to 1 minute remaining, and Mike Sherman with a big victory today over his former mentor, thanks to Amon Green with 118 yards, 27 carries, 2 touchdowns. A major day for him after the short week, and it was a huge day for him that Monday night as well.
Yeah, I still think that he is going to be the key to the Packers' success offensively, because once he got on track early in the game, then Brett Favre is able to utilize the play-action pass, and Brett Favre also had an outstanding afternoon today, too.
Nearly a half a minute remaining, and so Mike Holmgren's second return to Lambeau Field is a bummer for him, and the Seattle Seahawks, as the Green Bay Packers defeat the Seahawks 35-13. That is the first loss of the year for Seattle and for Mike Sherman's Green Bay Packers. They go over 500 for the first time this year, going to 3-2 on the year, and there they are, the old friends who have worked together. They were together in Green Bay, together in Seattle, Mike Sherman and Mike Holmgren, and the Green Bay Packers with an impressive offensive performance, and Brett Favre with a terrific day passing. But as you pointed out, the great balance, the runs of Green, the passing of Favre. What more could the Packers ask for?
And they had some questions that they wanted to have answered today. The inconsistency that they've had the first 4 games. Now I think the Seattle Seahawks have some questions. Are they as good as they thought they were? They had the defense carrying them. They struggled a little bit today. They've got to get everything working together where both sides of the ball are playing well.
So this is Dick Stockton for Darryl Johnson and Chris Myers saying so long from Lambeau Field. The final score, the Packers 35, the Seahawks 13. JB is up next in the Fox NFL studio.
All right, Dick, thank you so very much. So the Green Bay Packers pick up their second victory of the season. Meanwhile, Seattle suffers its first loss. Amon Green looked awfully impressive, as did Brett Favre. We've got more bonus NFL coverage for you. Let's take you to the contest between Minnesota and Atlanta and join Sam Rosen and Bill Moss.
And we welcome you to Atlanta. Sam Rosen and Bill, where the Atlanta Falcons got off